Yeah, got some smoke. You know, I was watching the episode of Knowledge and Relationships, and my boys, they fell short, man. They fell short. Um, got to let the ladies see. I fucked with M3 and Sophisticated Chuck. You know, I've been doing it for a few years now, and you know, I wonder sometime, right? And I also know, I also know that you know the show is a resemblance of respect and all those things that supposed to bring things to the light, right? Of knowledge and relationships, meaning how we are to operate together, to be united together. But it seems like every time they let the women on the panel, the women want to come and check the men, and they allow this. And I have somewhat, you know, kind of a, I wonder, who running who, right? I mean, who's running who? You know what I mean? How you gonna let the woman come up and dog walk the panel? So we're gonna listen to this lady here. She is talking buffoonery, right? She is talking about, you know, some, crazy ideology.
If we started to put that all on y'all, that's unfair. It is us together that this only works that way. Whether men want to work with women, whether men want to use it as even in the religious faction of it, it still draws the same conclusion. We have to have the representation to be able to push the message that we say we want to see in our community. And we cannot continue to blame each other for it. We see now. So I land there. Thank you.
Well, that was a lot, sister, but I understand what you're saying right there.
I was just making my statement. I wasn't asking questions. I'm sorry. I just was making a statement. You got it. You can hit any point. I just was making a statement.
Yes. Right. No, but Chuckler, thank you for sharing, man. And I'm glad that you broke it down in that way, because like we all need to like wake up and really think about this type of stuff. But I also want to give like another sister's voice as well too. And I'm willing to like also replay the video because a lot more people are now tuning in, so I don't think they got a chance to watch the first video. But I would like to also give a warm welcome to Krista's Universe. She's definitely new to like the knowledge and relationship space. Shout outs to Al because he's the one who introduced her to us. So Krista, if you would like, I want to kind of hear like your thoughts, or if you need me to play the video again, I'm more willing to.
This is supposed to be the manosphere. I thought this was supposed to be the manosphere. Not just hear the women out. Dude, there's no point in hearing the women out if you're not going to check them. There's no point. They're just going to sabotage and push their ideology.
Sure.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. My thoughts on the whole topic is that in America right now, and I don't even know exactly how long it's been, but women have been raising the children pretty much in America. I'm not entirely sure if it's because the men are deciding to walk out or what it really is. I know for me, I was a single mother. My children.
What you mean you don't know? You know. You know what it is. Some men walked out. Most women walked away, or at least chased the man away. See, the one thing women, they want us to take all accountability. They want us to take all the accountability. They don't want to stand up and say, you know what? I had a part in my man leaving.
Children are currently grown now, but I raised them mostly by myself. not necessarily by choice. And that also may come down to proper selection, making sure that we get into relationships that are right before making that next move that becomes physical. So that's a little bit of experience on that.
Yeah.
What I will say though is that I think that men and women both have their natural dispositions. And what I mean, men are physically strong. Like that's how it really is mostly. Like if we try to get up and fist up with somebody, unless we're working out overtime, we might not be able to make it, as a lady. But on the flip side of it, mentally, women are pretty.
Man, bitch, we just physically strong. We're smart too. Men are physically strong. We're smart. We're witty. We're geniuses. I mean, I don't get how she skip all that. You men are just physically strong. Okay, that is a fact. But are we smart too? That is also a fact. Are we knowledgeable? That's a fact. Are we, providers? That is a fact. Can we protect? That is a fact. I mean, I don't get this woman's coming on here and saying, oh, men are just physically strong and that's it. As if to say she does not respect a man outside his strength. And that is a dangerous woman.
Sharp. We've got a pretty sharp mind, and behind every masculine, how you put it, I don't know, like any guy that's doing whatever, he's pretty much got a woman or a team of women behind him, giving him ideas, giving him solutions, making him better and great behind the.
Bitch, how are you giving man ideas that's making him great? You won't too much even accept a man unless he's economically efficient. If he has any brokenness to him, you ain't messing with him. And what mean you giving him ideas? You don't work the same job. You don't know what he does. Or you're not better than him at what he does. When he meets you, he's already bringing in money. So let's say he's an accountant. And you meet him, y'all go out and date him. What are you telling him to make him being an accountant better? If he's a football player, right? Or a basketball player, what are you telling him how to prove his game? When he's better than you. You can't. These women want credit where credit isn't due.
So she's playing that subtle, soft, nurturing, caring role and managing multiple things at one time, but helping to build him up and lift him up in her way. I would also say,
yeah, her way is she want that Gucci bag. She want that lifestyle. She want him to acquiesce to her.
say that I believe the reason why there's an issue with sexes today is because there's a imbalance of the world. The way it's designed, the way that we've been taught that it's improper. And some of the people may be against me on this one, but men are not first. Even when it comes down to biology, inside of every woman that has a baby, the first sex of the child.
Bitch, what? Men are not what? Bitch, you gotta be crazy. You know, women walk around here expecting a man to protect them, even if it's not her man. If violence is schools everywhere and women become victims or get attacked, they're going to expect us men to protect them. What does she mean? Women were first. Adam was the first man. Adam was the first man created. And then the Lord said, I think man should not be alone, and created Eve. Sophisticated Drake, I am appalled at you letting this woman get that off. I am embarrassed that you and M3 didn't check that in the door. There's just no way you can keep letting these women give these type of, ideologies. Oh, we're men, women are first, everybody's a woman. Nigga, are you serious?
Child actually starts out to be female first, and then if it's going to change into a male due to the chromosome, the Y chromosome or whatever, then the child becomes male. But everybody starts out as a female first. So the correct order of leadership is.
So this bitch up here talking about everybody's a female first, and if it decides to turn into a female, how did she get so much talking time on this panel? She should have been dropped immediately. Because basically what she's saying is females are the rulers. Let's go back to her first statement, right? Because when she comes in.
Sister, but I understand what she's saying.
I want to kind of hear like your.
And what I mean, men are physically strong. Like that's how it really is mostly. Like if we try to get up and fist up with somebody, unless we're working out overtime, we might not be able to make it,
So she said men are physically strong, but you said we ain't smart, bitch? We ain't geniuses? You said men aren't scientists and lawyers and doctors? Radiologists? I mean, all we are strong. Men are physically strong. See, and this is where I think my homies have been infiltrated. My homie Sophisticated Jerk and M3 has been infiltrated by Mr. Intellectual Soapbox because he's the biggest simp of them all. He's biggest pro-women of them all. He thinks the black woman's God, right? And then M3 lets Mr. Best come in there and he brings these women to promote women and down men. So because what she's doing is putting down the men and uplifting women. And they don't check it. They just sitting there, oh, okay, go ahead, Queen. Go ahead, Queen. Talk your shit.
The lady, but on the flip side of it, mentally, women are pretty sharp. We've got a pretty sharp mind, and behind every masculine, how you put it, I don't know, like any guy that's doing whatever, he's pretty much got a woman or a team of women behind him, giving him ideas, giving him solutions, making him better and great behind.
And look at Empty. Man, y'all misrepresenting us. So let me drop this link, man. I'm not even trying to get numbers on this shit. I'm just here, just shocked at my homies. You know what I'm saying? Letting these women come up here and make a what's up, Finesse Visions, and make a mockery of us. She talking about women behind every great man and every, masculine man, a woman is there, instructing him, giving him ideas. Bitch. The only idea she's giving is how to get that Gucci bag. Or, go shopping. Come on. Come on, man. This was easy money for y'all to check her in this. How is she giving me ideas? Okay, let's say I meet her and I'm an NBA player. Is she going to tell me how to be a better basketball player? How is she going to do that when I'm better than her? I'm better than her. I'm more physically and I'm talented. Let's say a doctor. I was a doctor. Is she gonna supersede my degree that I already got? All I'm saying is this woman came up here tonight with an objective to uplift women over the man. She had no good intentions at all. And M3 and Sophisticated Jerk, Ronald, he was showing a little resistance. M3 and Sophisticated Jerk and Best, Mr. Best, was sitting there letting her get this shit off without. I'm not saying we need to yell at her. I'm not saying you need to cuss her out, nothing. But respectfully, right? It should have been checked at the door. And this is, I think, why men are losing this gender war. Because we want to please women so bad. We want to, go ahead, queen. Go, 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 go. And she comes in talking about where men are strong. And that's it. Like we're not smart, like we're not intelligent, like we don't have scientists, like we don't have, great men who are known for their brains. Let me go on camera, man. Let me get on camera. I don't care, man. I'm on my man shit today. Let me get on camera. This is what the women are doing, man. This is what they are saying. And I just can't believe that men going for this shit. She's sitting here praising, every man was a woman before he was a man. And go ahead, queen. I feel you. Like she was preaching. She was not saying anything that was all about us or we. It was all about them. Oh, with the women behind every great man and masculine man, there's women giving him ideas, meaning he's not really that smart. She's puppeteering him. Oh, yeah, you need to do this. You do that. Yeah, all the women do. Yeah, they do gaslight. Get that bag or I'm leaving you. Yeah, they do that. They do that. They will tell that man, hey, I'm not accepting this broke mindset. They will do that. But they're not telling men, or they're not helping men be great. We are already great. If I'm a accountant, I'm going to school and I'm getting that degree and I'm getting a job, I'm working my hours, I'm executing whatever I need to execute to receive this pay. If I'm a doctor, I'm going to school, I'm doing the studying, I'm paying for the fucking classes, and I'm going here. She's not paying my school, and she's not doing my homework for me. All she's doing is, when I come in, and she comes in my life, is, giving me more bills, right? That's all what these women are really doing. She's not ever going to make me smarter, but I'm smart. I know what I am. And this woman's come on here talking about all we do is strength. We're strong. Nigga, bitch, I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Sophisticated Jerk, Mr. 100 Watts? I'm so shocked. I'm so appalled at Mr. Sophisticated Jerk. 100 Watts didn't go up there. 100 Watts didn't agree, but 100 Watts he knew that Mr. Best would have kicked him off the panel. Yeah, Mr. Best always kicks me off the panel, right? Every time. Because I would have been on that. Oh, what you mean? What do you mean that behind every great and masculine man, there's a woman there giving him ideas? What do you mean? What ideas are you giving me? You're not a teacher in every subject. If I'm motherfucking going to be a plumber, I'm going to plumbing school. And my teacher or whoever they're going to show me, and I'm going to take instruction, and I got to do the studying. Then I got to take the test, pass the test. Then I got to go get the license. Then I got to pass the bar. Then I got this. I got to do that. Then I got to buy the truck, the equipment, etc. Bitch, what you helping me?
But Ruthless, her feminine energy gave you the motivation to be able to pass those classes. It gave you the motivation to do the research to find those vehicles. You can't deny her feminine energy that motivated you, big dog.
Bitch, that bitch one day when I was trying to get to the bag, listen, in high school, everybody has classism. We just a lot. I want to be broke. I want to be poor. We
So that chick didn't motivate you though, like 100 said.
no. How she motivate me? I want to be. Listen, I want to be great by my own means. Yeah, did I like women? Did I think they're attractive? Did I lust after them and stuff like that? Yeah? But that's not made me want me to be an NBA player or wanted me to chase the bag. I want to do that because I saw the nice things that I wanted. I know I want this house. I don't want this whip. And yeah, I want an arm candy on the side just for show. Right. I want all these things within me. I didn't look at a woman and say, oh, well, I need to go and get a job so I can. No, I want what I want. And y'all know my history. I'm very ambitious. Right? Maybe overly ambitious, right? At that time in my life.
You know the crazy part of the Ruthless? And listening to you, for me, growing up, a lot of the people that told me the rhetoric that you're talking about, like all this happy life shit, was older married black men. Like it was older married black men that was telling me shit. Like all of this that you talking about right now, it was other men that were telling me that shit.
Well, and let's break that down, right? Good. That's a good point you brought up.
Yeah, it was motherfuckers like Ruthless Truth and shit.
Oh, the happy wife, happy life is a sentiment, not because the woman made them great. Happy wife, happy life sentiment knowing is that women are so emotional and so, in their feelings, and because they're so unstable and they invest a lot in them things, there's logic to them does not make sense in those emotions. So the only way to get I would say, peaceful outcome is to just acquiesce and walk away and let her cool off and let her calm down. Because if you logically tell the solutions, look, baby, I don't like when you're throwing things around or when you're yelling, when you get upset. Then all she's going to do, because her emotions are saying, I'm right, everybody needs to hear me. So this is why a lot of men figure that only way this relationship is going to work, the only way this is going to last, if I got to let her get that off, and so we can move around here in a stable home. And it ain't working, right? And it ain't working. It ain't working. Women leave it anyway. Before we move on, let me go back to this bitch.
Behind the scenes. So she's playing that subtle, soft, nurturing, caring role and managing multiple things at one time, but helping to build him up and lift him up in her way. I would also say that I believe the reason why there's an issue with sexes today is because there's a imbalance of the world. The way it's designed, the way that we've been taught that it's improper. And some of the people may be against me on this one, but men are not first. Even when it comes down to biology, inside of every woman that has a baby, the first sex of the child actually starts out to be female first. And then if it's going to change into a male due to the chromosome, the Y chromosome.
Bitch, the fuck are you talking about? And y'all didn't check that? Y'all look at y'all. He look like he eating crackers. Sophisticated looks frustrated. He look like, what the hell is he talking about? But he doesn't want to get kicked off or dropped from the panel because Mr. Best got controls too. You know, he's very he's gonna protect these bitches at all costs, right? And so she's pretty much been given a free reign. I guess the show was about her. So Best put this show together, I could tell, right? Because
no, people would just let people talk. When it comes to scientific and that medical stuff, I don't know. All I know is I came out a guy. How that shit happened, I particularly don't care. So that's why I was like, hey, that's her and Dark Lake kind of went back and forth. If you could keep going.
But what I'm saying is Best put the show together.
Now, it might have been, I think M3 put the topics together.
Why gender identity is so important. She's a guest star.
Nah, she just popped up.
No, she's guest star. She's Best's. When she was there at the beginning, she was Best's guest.
Nah, she came up after we started talking, though.
That's why, no, introduced her.
Yeah, because she came up early. He's going to introduce everybody, you know. That's his, because it's open panel. That's what I'm saying. Anybody could come.
I knew that. Yeah, but it ain't really open panel. That's why they go up, because I would have got kicked off. Jeff would have dropped my ass. He blocked my black ass, right? I know how he is, right? When I got on Chocolate Earth that one time, he'll go right here. This is the acquiesce right here, right?
That's because you have the delivery style of a chainsaw.
Yeah, you pretty
It's such a battle.
hence the
From
name
the beginning
Ruthless.
of time of being in this country, black men and black women, they work together. But now you allow some outside force, outside of our racial background, to interject their thought. Bit of a lot, right? And so we developed that.
To Smitty's Corner, we see you in the building, bro. Salute
Salute,
to Racially Unfiltered, also aka Trey. Trey, what up? What up? What up? You know what I mean? I know Gremlin is watching too. Salute to
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the
salute
the
to everybody,
clip.
man.
Yes. I didn't see the fullness of the clip. So I probably speaking a little bit out of turn, but I just know.
Oh no, not at all, Waldo. I apologize. No, not at all. I just wanted. I didn't want to follow up on what you were saying if that wasn't the direction, because I definitely have something to say, but I will wait.
Yeah, I mean,
Now go ahead and jump in there, Chocolate. Go ahead.
Well, okay. I wanted to hit on Rollo's point of women.
Oh, right there.
Men.
Right there. You see that? You see that? Make that bitch wait. Hold on. Okay, so let me go a little bit further. Go ahead, Chocolate. Y'all know we talking about her ideology. Go ahead, Chocolate. Go ahead, Queen. Take off your shoes, Queen. You know, we got your back, Queen. You know, Queen. You Queen.
When's the last time you had to, like, how can I say, like, check somebody on a panel? Like, when's the last time you had to do that? Like,
Who, me?
not necessarily check them, but like, hey, hold on. Who the fuck are you talking to right now?
Man, I think it probably had to be like a year and a half ago when I had a panel. One female did go off, and I was like, "Hey, man, she called this dude a name?" And I was like, "We can't be having that." But it's been a year and a half ago.
Okay, so yeah, it just ain't his style, Ruthless.
Yeah, I don't.
He just ain't gonna be the one to do it. Sophisticated jerk is the one that'll lean back with a bag of popcorn and let you say as much bullshit as you want to.
Okay, so right, so he disqualified as a leader, right? So I understand now. Why I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that you have to yell at them or cuss at them. I'm not saying that, right? But when we're on these panels and we're having a conversation with men amongst men, this is a manosphere. That's what this is. We have let women infiltrate. And Sophisticated Church AMT a part of this, and Best. Because now they let these women go and say, speak your mind, girl. Speak your mind. And then to what veil? They always come up here talking about women deserve all this extra shit when they got all the extra shit already. But let's hear this part right here.
With you. And what has happened, I think, and I'll land here. Thank you for letting me.
Oh, here.
But Truckler, thank you for sharing, man. And and I'm glad that you broke it down in that way, because like we all need to like wake up and really think about this.
Yes.
I also want to get like another sister's voice as well too.
I'm
going to like also replay the video.
See that? You see that? Oh, I want to hear another sister's voice. Go ahead, Queen. Look at it.
Because a lot more people are now tuning in, so I don't think they got a chance to watch the first video. But I would like to also give a warm welcome to Krista's Universe. She's definitely new to like the knowledge and relationship space. Shout outs to Al, because he's the one who introduced her to us. So Krista, if you would like, I want to kind of hear like your thoughts, or if you need me to play the video again, I'm more willing to share it with you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So, Ruthless, how many seconds was this? Minutes into the live at this point?
What?
Well, what's the time mark that he introduced her?
This is 20 minutes in.
But see, that's what I'm saying. The introduction for her didn't come till late.
No, I know that. But my point is this, right? Y'all was supposed to break down Chocolate Earth rhetoric first. And then everybody go around the panel. Boom. Then, let Krista get in. Then, right? No. After Chocolate Earth was done, bam, right to Krista, and she came in with that rhetoric. They knew Best. This is Best buddy, right? This is all Best recruiting. And he recruits. If you look at all Best, when he does the intellectual salt box, he got all the, divinity women up there, who are divine and kosher, right? And they just be lying like a motherfucker. But all I'm
He
saying
just
is,
he likes different perspectives, man. I say he like balance, which I do think is good sometimes.
y'all let Dark Lake come up there and cook.
Facts.
Dark Lake had to come up there and check, you know, and he was kind of so scared for his life, right? He was scared for his life. He's like, I'm sorry.
Nah, Dark Lake ain't scared. Dark Lake
Watch
calm it down.
Watch how he come in. Watch how he come in.
The gender identity of one's role, right? Of leadership and stewardship. You know what I mean? Like we're all leaders, but yet we're also students as well too.
Bam, nigga, acquiesce, nigga. Break yourself. We all leaders? We all leaders? What is that? You teach your kids that? Sophisticated?
What? Everybody's a leader.
Yeah. Women, little girls, little boys. Huh? You like Martin Luther King? I want to see all little girls, little boys play together. Huh? You want the little girls, little boys play together and be happy? Listen, M3 acquiesced right there. He said that we are all leaders. Women are not leaders because they don't hold the fortitude to structure their emotions and feelings correctly when shit starts falling apart. This is why lesbian relationships are even worse.
My man hitting every red pill talking point today.
No, this ain't red pill talking point. This is I know a lot of lesbian relationships. All of them end up leaving each other.
But let me ask y'all real quick. So you don't think as far as like a parent, that's a leadership position, whether it's a mom or a dad?
No. The men are the leaders because why? They set the structure down and they're there to fill in the holes of a woman's emotional weakness.
An assistant manager is a leader too.
Yeah. Fact.
No, but a woman's not assistant manager.
No. But here's the thing. Here's where putting the two together. There's different access levels for sure. There's different security clearances for sure. I got a white Yankee clearance. She got top secret, right? There's rooms I get in that she can't get in because I'm the man, right? But in terms of the hierarchy of the house, oh yeah, she got a higher clearance than all my kids, each and every motherfucking one of them.
But that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that
that's a leadership role. But no, I agree with Jerk. But that's why I agree with Jerk, because you as a mother, you are a leader of my children, especially if I'm raising girls.
So a manager is not necessarily a leader. Manager is just one who shares the orders from the leaders, right? Who leads the company, right? So the manager can't typically fire you. He has to go, if something happens on the job, if something happens, he got to write it up. Then he got to turn it in to HR, right? And then they go and they all have meetings. The leaders step in.
All right.
Right.
Check me out. You were in the military, so you'll understand this. So are you saying you were in the military?
No, I was in the penitentiary military.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, but okay, here, I'm gonna give it to you anyway. In the terms of the military structure, there's a base commander, there's a unit commander, and then there's a platoon commander. All three of them are leaders. They're just responsible for a different level of things. The platoon leader is only responsible for 30-something people, but the unit leader is responsible for 2,000. The base commander is responsible for 15,000. They're all leaders. They just have the responsibility of a different thing, of a different level of thing.
But this is where why
great example, Watt.
This is why we're delusional. Yeah, right. Great example to show our delusion, right? Because we think, listen, women, I'm not saying a woman can't. I'm not saying a woman can't follow instructions or share instructions, right? That's given to her by someone. Right? Okay. We need to describe what is leadership, number one. What do we describe leadership? So there's different nuances and different things that goes on, right? So when you're talking about the military, right? The military, we know that they cater to women, right? The women don't even have to do same intensive exercises to get in, right? They lower the bar, right? They do a lot of things because women's rights, right? So they got to give a lot of them positions to women because they don't want to get sued. They don't want to get, drugged through the fucking civil court, right? Yeah, this is real. Most women get the police force, military by affirmative action, right? That's how a lot of them get them jobs because it's like the women's rights of feminism fought to get in those spaces. They're saying that you're discriminating. So largely, a lot of those positions are given to them not because they're leaders or good leaders, because they're men that are better qualified, but because they want to keep the cheat off or they don't want to get sued. So that's one thing. So we're going to clear that right there. So let's get to the relationship standard, right? Let's get to the day-to-day standard, which is we just have to agree to average American, right? Who has a wife, a husband, or a girlfriend, boyfriend. When you're in that dynamic, the man is supposed to be assumed the leadership role by one, his financial, efficiency, his also to protect, and also to keep stability, right? To keep the house stable because he's logical. He leads more with his. I'm not saying he can't be emotional, but we are more logical. So we're there to keep the balance. So therefore, that way the women, women are supposed to operate in a more of a subordinate role to, wash the dishes, clean the house, those typical things, right? Because think about it. When the women have kids and the kids come in and the kids try to run over the mom, a lot of her, her authority and power is coming from the men. No, well, you better sit down, I'm gonna tell your daddy, right? Because people respect authority that can give a greater consequence. So just because a woman is telling the kid what to do, sit down, do your homework, do this, do that, because she wants that kid to do something, does not make her an effective leader, nor does that make her a leader. She's just sharing the knowledge of the knowledge of how we are to do, do your homework, right? Clean your room. All these things she's not leading them. She's just telling them, this is what you got to do to survive or live in this house. That's not leading. That's not leading anything.
Ruthless, you basically just took all the value of what the fuck you do as a father, big dog.
No, as the father, the value I do, my value is the provider, right?
Okay, no, so time out. There's no way to Ruthless, stop. That makes no sense. There is no way in the world you're gonna tell me you are more of a leader to your children if all you do is provide versus their mother who is in the house making them do homework, wash their clothes, make their bed, brush their teeth. There's no way you can make that make sense that you are more of a leader than her if she's there doing the day-to-day. There's no way for you to make that make sense.
You let me finish. I said providing, protecting, and disciplinarian. Right?
Okay, so because you show up to beat your kid's ass when they fucking up at school, you're a leader and she's not.
So let me finish. What I'm saying is, this is why the house operates better with two parents, right? I lay the structure. I lay down the ground rules, right? So the kids, as they get older, when they start trying to run over the mother or to be forceful towards the mother, she then calls me in and I regulate that shit. And then on that premise, does she now able to, manage the kids a little bit better, say, hey, okay, do your homework. And if they buck that system, they have to deal with me. So
so let's do it this way, Rufus. Let's keep it with men. Let's keep it this way.
Okay.
And let's keep it with regular people. Fuck the military. Let's keep it with regular people. Let's say you started a cleaning business. You as the owner, you determine that your responsibility is I'm going to reach out to these different businesses and create contracts for my employees to go work. That's your role as the owner. You're going to create the jobs for the employees to do. Now, in order for that to be done efficiently, you have to hire someone to oversee the employees. Are you going to tell me that the person you hire as a manager to manage these employees is not a leader?
No,
Get the fuck out of here, Ruthless. You're bugging. You're bugging because leadership skills is part of why you hire them to be a manager. A manager. Their leadership ability is part of why you make them the leader of a group of employees. That doesn't make sense, Big Dog.
So let me add the context because context matters. Don't you agree?
What? Add your bullshit context, Ruthless.
Most people put managers in position as extra eyes and extra ears, and to make sure that everything's been ran accordingly. That
because you can't be everywhere at every time, all the time.
But
Ruthless,
yeah,
you're not making sense.
No, listen. All the manager doing, right, is supporting my vision, making sure that everybody all the whatever the format and structure I laid down and gave the rules on everything. He's enforcing the rules I laid down. So if I say, well, everybody needs to be working 6, and after at lunchtime, everybody needs to do this, and I'm laying these rules, I'm the leader. He's just enforcing those things, which I am the one who. This is why the manager can't be disrespectful to the employees either. He can't say, "Shut your bitch ass up." I'm the not because then I can take him out, right? They'll come to me, they'll oversee. I'll go to me and I'll be like, okay, you got to go, right? So he has to. The manager is just really, be honest with you, he's just the voice between top dog and employee. That's pretty much what the manager is. He reports, he observes and reports, right? And he will give warnings out sometimes. Like he might not write something. He might say, hey, you guys are late for your lunch a couple times. We need you guys to be back on time for your lunches because you clocked in 15 minutes late for our production. Whatever it is, right? But he is just there to watch and make sure that everything's ran properly so that production is good. I am the boss, though. He's not.
Okay. So maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm a little slow. I do be high. What is a leader? Tell me what a leader is.
A leader is the one who the structure is built around, and he is final say on pretty much. He has final say on everything. That's leader.
That's the creed. No, big dog.
Does he?
An owner, the creator, the organizer, sure, maybe, but a leader, no.
No. Listen, and I laid down the structure on which the rules in which the game is to be played, and then everybody else follows under that to continue to deal with it.
So, hey, real quick, Ruthless, let me give you an example.
Define leader.
Would you say Phil Jackson?
The person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country.
What'd you say, Sophisticated? You say Phil Jackson?
Yeah. Would you consider him a leader?
No. I consider, because the coach is the most expendable, one of the most expendable counterpart on the team, right? They get rid of everything. He's very expendable. The coach there just to design plays and manage the substitution of bodies of the game. That's it. So he's the manager. Same thing. Those are exact same things. That's it, right? Jordan was the on the court leader, and the owners were the leader of the whole team, right? Yeah, but the owners are right.
You said Jordan was an on the court leader.
Yeah, he was on the court leader, not Phil. Kobe, not Phil.
So
Shaq,
if the owner is like setting the vision or the whole terms of everything, would he to be the leader and Jordan would be a manager, right?
no, I would say there on a basketball team there are 2 leaders.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're bugging.
Yeah, 2 leaders. For real, 2 leaders.
So now there's 2 leaders.
The one who signs a check, right, and the one who enforces the policy, the rules, how the game is played. So that would be your star player.
Okay.
Basketball is a player sport, right? That's why they have, basketball is a player sport. It's not a, what I mean? So it's 2 leadership. It's 2 people who have leadership roles with different with different things, right? The two different, both are leaders, but have
Sounds
different-
familiar. It sounds what like Watts was breaking down.
So you're telling so answer me this, Rufus. So
Yeah.
you're telling me I am the sole income in my household, right?
Okay.
I have a woman who's maintaining my household and helping me take care of 4 kids. She's
Okay.
not a leader as well? She's
No.
not a leader?
No.
You're fucking bugging, big dog. Come on,
You know
man.
what? But you know what?
No. See, hold on, stop. See, for me to have a woman and look at her in the face and say, okay, you're responsible for grocery shopping, laundry, school lunches, picking them up and dropping them off at school, getting them to practice, keeping this house clean. You're responsible for all of this. That requires a level of leadership because that requires a level of time management.
No.
You're fucking fan. You know what? I can't even make sense of what you're saying.
Let me tell you what she
It does not make sense.
Let me tell you what she is. See, and this is where listen, Haji Watts, I understand. I feel for you like Shaka Khan, right? She's a good follower.
So why not give my household to my 13? So why not give my household to my 13-year-old then? Why is my 13-year-old not the second person in command in my household?
She's another follower. And sometimes, and to be honest with you, let me be honest with you, there are great followers, right, make a great household. The man is the leader, and the wife follows. The wife follows, and the kids follow. They all follow in the direction of his vision. That's what they are. They follow. It's not
sophisticated jerk. You've been in the corporate world for a very long time, and you've received a lot of training in the corporate world. Tell me if I'm wrong, but they tell you in this training that great leaders have been great followers at one point, correct?
That is correct.
But we're just see what we're trying to do is equate a public setting versus a home setting. Those are two separate things, right? We're speaking to the level of the dynamics of a house organized, okay? And the rhetoric you're preaching right now, 100 Rocks, and like I said, you have a right to believe that. I'm not going to like get all upset or nothing like, oh, why you know? Because I understand you have been brainwashed a little bit. Because now there is, because what you're saying is there is everything's the same, everything's equal. So I'm a leader, she's a leader. And right? So now this is what the new because if you say I'm saying the man's leader, the woman is the follower, you disagreed. Right? You disagreed with me. You're not calling her a follower anymore. This is the new ideology of gender roles being, right? Men are leaders and women are leaders. Now, you may say she's a lesser leader, but you're giving her the title because this is what you come up under, this type of ideology. But the truth is, she's just a great follower. And sometimes she's not.
Okay. So would you agree that at the very least, she is an extension of my voice? You would agree to at least that?
I agree with that.
Okay. So that means that if I create a standard and structure in my house and she is my extension, that means that if one of my children get out of line and she says, you on bullshit, straighten up, that means they need to straighten up, correct?
Yeah. Or else.
Okay. So because she has the authority to tell them that they fucking up and they need to straighten up, and if they don't straighten up, it comes with consequences. Would that not, by proxy, make her at least a minimal leader?
No.
You are fucking bugging, bro.
She's just a follower who's following instructions, which are coming from the man, right? And now,
so she a tattletale.
So, of course, right? Of course.
Oh, my woman's a tattletale, nigga.
It's not looked at like that. That stitching game. That's something for the streets. But once again, you can't be manager if you're not given the higher up information. If you try to run your own program, if the manager tries to run your own program in the workplace, you get out of there, right? If you try to bring in new structure, bring in new rules, you get out of there. So once again, right, all I'm saying is this. I understand your premise, 100 Watts, that you may look at it as a leader, But in a true definition of the role, she's a great follower. And she's an extension of you. You said it, she's only implementing what your wishes are. And if those kids try to buck that, and it becomes a problem for her, then she gives you the phone call. Hey, your daughter, your son, and then you fly in and you rectify stuff. And you establish, right? This used to be when dad come home, wait till dad get home. This shit gonna get straight. And everybody used to be like, damn, nobody really fears mom, right? But dad, whew, that's a little, because that's a part of being a leader. And let me give y'all this, maybe y'all can feel me on this, right? Even amongst men, let's take it out. Let's do this on the watches. Let's take it outside the relationship, right? Let's take it out the relationship. Let's say we got 20 men, right? 20 men. We in a survival mode situation. We're in a situation where chaos is suing us around, right? The first thing we're gonna do is look and see, right? Does one of us or two of us going to step up and say, hey, I believe this is the best way for them. And then from there, right, we're going to look and see who's the more capable leader, right? And this is how it goes, for real. This is real life. In the penitentiary, this is how it goes, homie. It's how you carry yourself, your followers, your prestigiousness, the fear, size, all that encompass great leadership. Nobody's going to put a leader up there who is a little bitty guy, who's indecisive, who's emotional. Even dudes who lead with their emotions, they don't get leadership positions, right? There are followers, right? Even though they may be enforcers, right? They might go, nigga might have to go get disciplined. So the enforcers are going to go say, hey, you broke the rules, and blah, 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 blah. We're going to have to DP you.
So you're saying in the prison system, there is a rank structure.
Yes. There's shot caller.
How the fuck? So how does that not qualify as leadership? How does that not qualify as leadership?
You're not hearing what I'm saying. Amongst men, there's one shot caller for one car, and he delegates everything down to whatever, right? Then there's the enforcers. Then there's the enforcers, and everybody else are followers. They're followers. So when he throws a meeting, he calls everybody mandatory yard meeting, and then you better be there, nigga. And if you ain't there, you're gonna get DP'd. Everybody shows up, and then he's gonna give his speech, right? About whatever issues we're having in the car that could cause us to go to war, or how we can improve it and how we can better. This is what he's doing. He's laying out the structure, and he's reminding everybody that, and everybody's sitting there listening. And if a nigga gets a joking and playing right, the enforcers go and they enforce on his ass, right? Because they go enforce on them, and that nigga they get sit up top. So what I'm saying is this: I'm gonna land my plane. I'm gonna land my plane here. Even amongst men, and there's a lot of gorillas. There are alpha gorillas, right? And then there's one guy, and then he may have someone on his side that, like an advisor or whatever, but he the one calling the final shots, right? If anything goes down, that is going to go to war, or where somebody's going to get DP'd, all this goes to this leader. And this is how we operate. No, this is how we operate in the structure. And if you get outside of that structure, right, then there are enforcers that are appointed by the leader to go enforce on your ass. Bebop, boobop you, or
they don't have positions like lieutenants and stuff like that.
I mean, they're lieutenants, but they don't really say it, right? But they're enforcers. Enforcers encompasses lieutenant or general, whatever you want to say, right? But the enforcers enforce the rules of the leader.
So two things. I gave my analogy, and you responded by saying, we're talking about public versus home. We need to be talking about the home. And then you went to prison. That's crazy. The second being, there are leadership roles and there are levels to leadership. There's levels to everything in life. Hey, Ruthless, when it comes to money, there's levels. You and Sophisticated Jerk are on a level when it comes to money that I'm not at yet. Oh, but don't get it mixed up or confused. You give me some time, I just might catch up with you niggas. Because y'all are on a different level. There's a different level of money. That don't mean that, because there's plenty of niggas that's under me. I get to show up and flex on a couple of niggas. But It's not a lot of niggas. I don't get to flex on the same number of niggas that y'all get to flex on. When it comes to leadership, it's the same thing. When you're a leader of 12 people, you only get to talk shit to those 12 people you're responsible for. If you decide to go talk shit to the person that you're responsible to, that's when you get your ass beat. But when you're a leader of 30 men, now your range is bigger. When you're a leader of 100 men, your level is different. It's the same thing in a household. My woman is responsible to the people under her, which is my kids. I'm responsible to her and the people under her. My level is different. So if I fuck up, it affects more than if she fucks up. Because at the end of the day, if she fucks up, it's my responsibility to clean it up.
You just made my argument. Thank you.
No, you're not. No, I'm not making your argument. I'm not making your argument.
Slow down. This is what you just said. Roll it back a little bit. You said if she fucks up, everybody like, that's mom.
Then it's my responsibility because I have a higher level of leadership.
Watch, let somebody else get in, right?
You be killing me with that shit. You kill me with that shit. Every time you say that, you make me want to wring my own fucking neck.
I'm not even finished what I'm saying. All I'm saying
you never finish.
Yeah. Make it take long. So when you say when mom fucks up, everybody like, oh, that's just mom, right? But when dad fucks up, it's a rule because you're looked at as a leader and she's not. Even the kids understand that. Okay, mom, she's she pretty much could. She does a little, she kind of helps us do a little thing. But we know ultimately that dad is the big dog. Big dog.
Okay. Yeah. Here's another analogy. Let me try another one. I'm gonna try another analogy. You have presidents, governors, and mayors. Are you telling me that governors aren't leaders?
Yeah. But they're all different. Now they're different bodies, right? The federal government and the state aren't the same. Right?
Cool. So so let's go further.
Yeah.
Governors and mayors. You're saying mayors aren't leaders?
They're leaders of their whatever their district.
Okay.
Right.
So then that means that there are levels of leadership, Ruthless.
Okay, so yes, when you're separate, okay, just the same.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. This has been a great conversation.
No, but what you're saying is your woman and your kids are under one household. The mayor, the government, the president are not under the same household, even though they're one country, but they all have, for example, the pandemic, right? When they shut it down. Trump wanted to order all the states to open this shit back up because the economy was doing. And they came to Trump, well, you don't have authority because that's out of your jurisdiction. So, but
hold on, Watts, clarify. Is the house equivalent to the state in your scenario? Okay.
Yes.
So they both fall under the same jurisdiction in Ruthless.
Because if I tell my woman that my kid's bedtime needs to be 9:00, I don't care how she gets it done. The specifics on how she does it, I don't give a fuck. I just want them in the bed at 9. So her leadership skills come into play on how she does it. Does she feed them at 8 or does she feed them at 8:30? Does she feed them at 7 and give them a bath at 8? Or do you wait right before? That's when her leadership skills come into play to determine how she gets accomplished the one task I gave her, which is get them in bed at 9.
Which is she's following.
There are levels of responsibility.
So you're changing it from being a follower of your instructions to her leading your instructions. She's not following your instructions. She's not following your instructions.
Is that not following my instructions? When I got up to go to work, I said, hey, when I got up to go to work, I said, hey, y'all have a good day. You make sure them kids get in bed by 9, all right? And I left and I went to work, and those kids was in bed by 9. Did she not follow my instructions?
Yeah, she was a follower.
So she followed my instructions, yes?
Right, not a leader. Yeah. She's a follower.
All right. So her ability to get that accomplished required a level of leadership skills.
So it required her
Ruthless, you are killing me because you're going to tell me that a president who is responsible for an entire country, you're going to tell me that a president who's responsible for an entire country is a leader. A governor who is responsible for one state is a leader. A mayor who is responsible for one city is a leader. But you're going to tell me that a man who is responsible for an entire home is a leader, but a woman who's responsible for one small pack of little motherfuckers is not a leader?
So you're conflating, right? You're conflating. So you run, and your house is under one rule, right? That's your rules. The man who laid the structure down. She follows those instructions, right? Just like if a general tells his soldier that if we're out in war, and the general is like back to 12, and the general is saying, okay, to the soldier, go and you and him go out and execute this dude. Boom. And then you go to say, hey, the orders begin by general to go out and execute the dude. And we're following, not pretty much your, we're playing under the orders of the general to go execute that dude. But the soldier's not the leader. He's just the following the instructions.
Okay, well, you use the bad analogy, and you use the bad no, stop. You use the bad analogy, and I'm gonna know because you were wrong. You have to stop because you were wrong. You have to stop because you were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong.
Because general,
you were wrong. Stop. No, I need you to listen for a second. No, I need you to listen for a second. I need you to listen for a quick because you said you didn't. You said you didn't serve in the military, and I did. You said you didn't serve in the military, and I did.
I'm not finished though, but I've been in the penitentiary. So
you started wrong. You have to stop. No, the premise of your entire statement started wrong. No, I'm not gonna stop because what you said. No, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna. No, ruthless because you did not serve and you.
So what I'm saying is, in general, a general is the commander-in-chief in that situation. So all I'm saying is the soldiers are not the leaders. They're not. They're followers. They follow instructions. That's all I'm saying. This is indisputable. The soldiers follow instructions. They're not leaders. And can they report somebody for messing up? Yes. Can they report to the higher authorities to get a disciplinary action? Yes, but they cannot give out disciplinary action on their own accord. They can't. They're not allowed to.
You are wrong. I'm telling you, you are wrong. Ruthless. In the military, a general does not give the exact orders on what is to be done. What a general does is says, our objective is to capture, for example, our objective is to capture person A. He's going to pick a commander who he believes will be able to capture person A. It is the commander's responsibility to use his knowledge and information and the abilities of his team to create the plan to capture person A. So the commander is a leader because he created the plan to accomplish what the general said to do. He is a leader. Okay, you cannot disrespect that. You cannot disrespect that.
I'm not disrespecting that. What I'm saying is all this is happening under the general's leadership. And he's just being a good follower. And whatever the generals taught him how to deal with these people out there, he's following the instructions which was taught to him, right? Or whatever that structure is.
Ruthless, say that general is kind of incompetent, and 100, he's the commander under that general, and he's putting together the plans. He's putting together he's making sure everybody's executing. Wouldn't you say he would, at that case, he would be more of a general or more of the leader?
So now
that general's like a figurehead.
Now we're talking about potential insubordination. So I'm not even going to go into that. But so once again, right, the general gives out the orders, right, and everything that the soldiers, whether he's a commander or a B, whatever he is, right?
No. Hold on. You switch it. So say like I'm general and I come to Watts. I'm like, hey, Watts, man, I really, I'm not gonna say it, but I don't know what I'm doing. Watts, what's your opinion on everything? What do you think we should do in this case? And Watts comes up there and he's like, hey, we need to do A, B, and C, D. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead and execute that. Was I really the leadership in that case?
Yes, because I could have went against it and said no, we're gonna do it the way I wanted to do it the first time. So I had the right of refusal. The general has the right of refusal, not the Trojan, right? The commander doesn't have the right of refusal. If he does, it's insubordination, which would lead to him being disciplined. So, right? So you understand what I'm saying? He might come to me. I'm not saying that people don't bounce ideas off to people in leadership positions, and that leadership positions don't listen to them and take account. Like, okay, but the leader in question has the right of refusal to disregard that plan or go with it, right? So it's at his discretion. If the general sends you out on a mission and because remember, every mission you're going out, if you do, let's say you want to go freelance and I get back to the general, nigga, that's insubordination, nigga. You might even go to jail. You can't just do what you want. I seen soldiers that went over to Afghanistan, Iraq, when they're just pissing, they just start shooting people and pissing on them and shit. And they brought
come on, man. Come on, man. You keep speaking on some shit that you don't know. But look, man, listen to what, please.
Ask the question. Do y'all remember that case when the soldiers went over there running their own program? They went over there and there were some random dude that gunned them down and was pissing all on them. And this is when the 9/11, right after 9/11, they sent some soldiers over there, and it was a couple of them. They were just doing some random shit, Rambo shit, and they brought them niggas back and insubordinated them niggas. Y'all don't remember that? I know you don't. I know.
Yeah, I remember the story. Yeah.
I don't know what point you trying to prove by bringing that up.
My point is,
I'm telling Ruth.
I'm gonna say my last point. I'm gonna give it to you, Watts. I'm gonna give it to you. My point is this: when a general sends his soldiers out to do whatever plan, they've already been trained them. The general has already trained the soldiers in the way they want them to combat, the rules, all the things. So all he doing when he's telling the soldiers to go and execute this plan, the soldier has to execute it within the plans of what he was trained to do. He cannot go into freelance and just start running random people down and saying, I just want to do what I want to do, because then there's consequences and he has to answer to someone. So yeah, that's easy to know. I mean, how can
Ruthless. All right, big dog. You are talking about some stuff that you know nothing about.
Oh, I know that.
I'm telling you right now, from someone who actually went to Afghanistan and actually has been in contact. I'm telling you right now, fuck the base commander, fuck the squadron commander, fuck all of them. My leader was my squad leader. My leader was the man that got in the truck with me every night and went on those missions to go do some stupid shit. My leader was the man that risked his life to get the job done that the commander told us to do. My leader was the man that put his life on the line and went through training to learn the same things that I learned to make sure that all of us made it home. You are talking about some life and death shit, big dog. That's my leader. No, stop. Give me a second, Ruthless. Because I did shut the fuck up, even though you're talking about some stuff and I feel disrespected by what you're doing right now, big dog. Because I'm telling you, you talking about some life and death shit. You are completely minimizing the levels of leadership. My squad leader was just as much of a leader as the base commander to me. To the people that he led, to the people whose life he had in his hand, he was a leader. So all this shit that you talking about of being able to give commands and being insubordinate and all of that, fuck that. Because if he told us that we were not going to follow commands, we would have all as a motherfucking team stood with him because he was our leader. Fuck the commander. So there are levels to leadership because guess what? You as a husband, you can be whatever kind of leader you want. If your wife gathers your children to go against you, that means that she was a better leader of your kids than you were.
Okay.
And hold on, wait, just to piggyback off of what Watts is saying, it's like you'll have that base commander. So he's got that top position over that whole base.
No.
But if that squad leader like Watts is talking about writes Watts up or Watts gets in trouble, Article 15 or something, that commander ain't gonna know about none of that stuff. that those people at that lower level is gonna have all the power to do what they want to. They ain't gonna rise up. They're not gonna ask him for his input on that situation.
I mean, this is like a fight or something. But listen, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I know every aspect of the military, but I do know this: the squad commander, whatever he is or whatever you call him, there are people that he has to answer to and answer to broadly. And if he does not follow in the ways which the structures laid down for him to do, then he will be dealt with. And if his soldiers want to ride with him, they're gonna get dealt with too. I mean, okay, but that's a whole other topic. So let's get back to the house.
You're not denying, but you are not denying the level of leadership.
Okay, but what
even though he will get in trouble if he decides to not follow the command, he is still leading people behind him.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that there's instances where maybe something unforeseen happened and y'all have to make an extra move to take them off out or abort the mission because it's dangerous. Yeah. Okay, that you have to do, but everything has to be with the structure of the mission. You can't go outside that structure and say, "Well, I'm the leader," and you know what? They're the structure they gave me. Oh, forget them. We're finna go over here, and we're gonna get these people. We don't care about. No, it's not gonna happen like that. People are in a position of there for listening and being yes people. People get that position for being yes people, followers. That's how they get the position. But anyway, So now back to the house, right? The women are followers, right? So this is how when they do the dating stage, this is why this is why a lot of men are looking for feminine women, right? Because they want women who will not is going against everything they're trying to lay down when they're laying down a structure. They want a woman who's going to come in and follow the structure where he's laid down because he got the money, he's got the house, whatever, he got all the things in place for her to successfully have kids, live a life that is, conducive to stability, right? This is the objective when two people are coming together, right? The man provides the structure within the lifestyle, the woman enters in, and he then inserts her in, and let's keep it real, he wants to have a reproductive life with her. He also wants someone, a companionship too, right? And he lays down the structure. She enters and he tells her, "This is how I roll. You don't have to pay the rent. You don't have to do this. This is all you have to do. And this is how we roll. The kids be in bed at 9. Over here, if this happened, bam, 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 bam." And she compartmentalizes that, and she's supposed to go with it. And this makes an effective household. And she follows within those guidelines, so that the house can be healthy. That's what makes a great household. That's what makes a very stable household. Not, what makes a bad follower is, dad said do this, but you know what? He said, I'm going to stay up to 11. Those are the complaints that people are having, with, I would say, the wives not being complying with their rules, right? And now moving to the point,
Hold on, stay right there. So if them wives are not compliant, what's the punishment to that? Because I know a lot of times you say like the wives can up and leave and take their stuff. So
right. This is why.
Wouldn't that make them pretty powerful then?
No, it makes the structure powerful, right? Because women is leaning on the power of the structure to come and rectify whatever it is she want to do. So, for example, right, back in the day, you used to be able to yell at your wife, or you used to be able to shake her a little bit, get a little bit of force and fear, right? You can't do that, and it would be, listen. I mean, we got to keep it real.
And they used to be able to grab us off the street and hang us by a tree for no reason. What are you trying to say?
No, don't say that.
What are you saying?
God, that was irrelevant right there. Now you're talking about hanging people.
No, because hold
on. I'm not trying. What are you talking about, man? All I'm saying is, let's have agreement. Let's have this conversation. Good. I got you two up here.
Wow, Watts is cooking you, man.
No, all Watts is doing is catering to. He's feeding into the idea of feminism being equal right? And he's equating her.
That's not what I said.
Basically,
That's not what I said.
Basically, you say she's a leader, you're a leader, right? And in her mind, if you put her in that position, as you're not a follower, you're a leader just like me. What that's gonna do is gonna corrupt her.
Hey, I'm the president. You the vice president.
But that's how you want to run the house. Fine. But let me help you guys out. Back to, I want to stay on the point of the question Sophisticated Jerk asked. He said, so if she does not comply with the man's wishes, right? That may better for better terms, lack of better terms. And his wishes are for her to do certain things so that they can be, stable. And if she goes against this, what consequences can a man let out? Now, we'll say in the 1800s, men were able to
Current times, man. Don't give me no 1800.
No, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna bring it all together. Back in those days, you used to have. I got to make this preface before I move on. Bear with me. And this is a question I have to ask you guys. Please make it yes or no. In society, right? Is there a need for violence or a need for the pretense of violence?
Yes.
Sophisticated Jerk?
You're talking about just as a society?
Yes, that's a society.
Yeah, I agree.
And why do you think violence should be an option?
Because there's violent people, and you got to keep them in order.
Okay, go ahead.
At bay.
Okay, Watts.
Use of force.
To what? To do what? Check people?
Use of force. You use whatever force you need necessary for whatever situation. Somebody could be talking crazy. That's not the same use of force I would use as somebody who's putting their hands on me. So use of force based on whatever I'm going through.
So we can, great answer. So we can all agree that violence is the way to enforce structural rules and regulations.
Violence is a way. Not the way, but a way. No, it's a way, but not the way.
Let me help you out. Every officer who shows up to your door on a call, right, to enforce, is never not come without no gun. That gun is there 24/7. Because why? Because the threat of violence is used to deter, in most cases, any extra aggressive activity on them. And also a user protection, right? So with that, right, structural format, which is all countries, even in the even weaker countries, right? It's the same thing, right? They got police for guns. They got to have it, right? Every country, even in Asia, right? Every country has this. So if everybody's system, come on now, has ability to execute a level of consequence, even leading up to and that of taking one's life, isn't that a testimony to that people, this is necessary to have a civilized or somewhat of a civilized nation?
Huh?
Yeah, well, you gotta answer the fucking question.
Okay, let me say it again. When there is it necessary that we have, consequences to be able to force consequences to enforce structural rules and regulations, even to that of me taking one's life, right? If you get out of line and you break the rules too much, that potentially, I'm not saying it's absolute, potentially it can be justified by taking one life because they did not fall in line with the rules. This is the police force, right? Fall in line with the rules, which is laid down by the lawmakers. So if it's that necessary to maintain civilization,
okay,
you guys
disputing that.
Okay, right. So now let's take it back to the house. Now let's go back to the house. So do you think? Now here it is. So you don't think that I'm not going to go? Now I'm not going to go to the level of pistols, right, in the house. Let's take off some. Let's take off some. I'm going to take off some red tape, right? I'm gonna take off a little red tape there because women are a little bit more, I would say, right? This is a person you love. So yeah, we're not going to go to the threat of taking one's life, even though it happens. I'm saying. But can y'all agree that if you're a cop and you got a call, right, to domestic, two females fighting at your house, are you going to take your gun off, leave it at the station, and go address those two females?
If I'm a cop, I'm not taking my gun off to go piss. What are you talking about?
Okay, true. But I'm saying, address those two females.
Facts.
Would you say, they're just some females? You know what? I don't need no pistol. Would you put your pistol, when you get out the car, would you put it under your seat and like, hey, lady, what y'all talking about?
No.
No.
You think women don't carry pistols too? What the fuck are you talking about? No.
Okay. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying scenarios, right? I'm just giving out scenarios, right? Just give that scenario. So if you feel the need that even though these are two women, that they can be dangerous, maybe not as dangerous as them, but they still can have a level of dangerous that you need deem necessary to carry a firearm to make sure that you deter any unjustified actions towards you. Now let's take it back to us. If you can't check your wife to the level of force, right? Then what leadership or what level of force can you apply then?
Okay, so now you talking about the intricacies of the effectiveness or the abilities of one's leadership. Because because now you're talking about the effectiveness of somebody's leadership. Because Ruthless, in 33 years of me being on this planet, I have never one time had to put my hands on a woman to prove my point.
I'm not saying that it's absolutely.
So what are you saying?
But what I'm saying is, would you agree that to imply or to enforce a level of structure which is being disrespected or being undermined, right? Do you not agree that there sometimes has to be a level of force that may have to be applied to gain cooperation?
Okay, agreed.
Sophisticated Jerk?
Repeat that one more time. I didn't get that.
Let me give you a.
No, just repeat it because I just didn't.
I'm gonna give it to you like a more of a. You come home, right? And you walk in, your wife slaps you. Right?
Here you go.
Extreme. She slapped you, right? And tell you need to take out the trash. What level of to enforce that don't happen again, to make sure that doesn't happen again? What would you apply there? I'm not saying what would you do to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Oh, I'm leaving and the relationship done at that point.
No. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So right there, right? Stop right there. Hold that right there. Because why? Because you don't love her? Or because there's consequences that you're not willing to endure because there's going to be laid upon you if you do what you really want to do?
She get a pass because she been licking on my balls. How about that?
No, that's not true. You've been disingenuous.
No, I'm not being disingenuous. She gets a pass. If she slap, I agree with Jerk. If she slaps me in my face, oh no, that's not. Yeah, this is never happening again. You will never get the opportunity to do this again. This is over with. I'm leaving, just like Jerk said. But what I'm saying to you is,
me too. Me too. I'm raising my. I'm not saying I'm doing the same thing y'all doing, but I'm just. Go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
What I'm saying is, me too. I'm doing the same thing, Jerk.
But okay, so Ruthless, what's your point? So we all leave. She slaps us. We leave.
So no, Jerk. I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to make. Right? I hear what you're saying. I'm with y'all. I'm doing the same thing y'all doing. Not for the same reasons though that y'all imply. I know she slaps me. Boom. Now what I really want to do is, make her touch a few walls, right?
But why don't you? Why don't you, Ruthless?
because the current structure in place that is really garnering over my house, which is the government, I don't want to take the risk. She dialed 911 and they come in and they take me to jail. And I lose my job, I lose my finances. There's a lot to lose, right? So that's what's deterring me, right? That consequence there, because this is what happens in a lot of cases, right? Whether indifference or wrong, women, whether wrong or right, will call the authorities, especially if they feel, they lost. They call authorities and the police is coming and rectifying. And now you're in court. Now you may not get the full extent of the law, but it can potentially cause your life to have a very big dent, and it will also probably end up, you would probably live in it anyway. So I agree with you guys. To the point I'll just leave, because I know if I do what I really want to do, and the reason why I won't do it is not because when she hits me, I hate her. I want to let her know that this is not the way you treat your leader. And I don't want to leave you. I don't want to break up with you. I don't want to tear our family apart. But I feel this is necessary so you can get the message. Now,
please don't get it fucked up. If she slapped me across my face, of course I want to give her a swirl.
Right.
I want to put her face in the toilet and flush the motherfucker. That's what I want to do.
Right. Okay. Now we talk.
But because she is my woman, she's giving birth to my children, and she's been licking on my nuts for the last X number of however long.
And
I'm gonna give her a pass.
And come on, now he capping.
No, fuck the rest of it. Because what I'm saying to you is, no. Because what I'm saying to you is, if I'm out in the street and some random lady at 7-Eleven decide to put her hands on me, oh no, she don't get a pass. No, you don't get a pass.
Not gonna walk
but
away.
if you're talking about my woman or my ex now at this point, but my woman, yes, she gets a pass. Yeah. So what are you saying?
Well, what I'm saying is you're being disingenuous.
But Ruthless, with this whole conversation, so there's no consequence for your subordinate.
No, we are our consequence.
The reason why they would stay would have to be like influence, and because they have some type of leadership in that situation.
No, I'm not saying that.
Because it sounds like they're pretty powerful by what you explained. Like, hey, they could call the cops, they could get you hemmed up. Yeah. They leave, they could take some stuff. So it's just like,
yes, and we have seen
they have to have some authority for somebody that yields that much power to even stay. They have some authority in that situation.
Yes,
because there's no consequence.
They don't have no authority, but they have an authority that will back them, even to take you out.
So it's not the leader's authority, huh?
No, it's the true. Well, I would say the true leaders, which is the police department.
So now we got true leaders, huh?
Yeah, this is why I was trying to get to Watts 100, is because the American people lean so much on the government's reach, right, on how to manage their homes and school, all this, that now the man can't run his house in a way that he knows how, the best way for him to see fit. He has to run his house according to the structure around him. Even so much that now even the kids, you have to discipline a certain way now, because now they can come in and do all kinds of things, right? There's so much going on now, right? So all I'm saying is, because we're in this current structure, we men are not able to lay down which we would, like, if a dude hits me right now, I'm letting off on him, because now when I go for a judge, let me get a little simple salt, kick me. They ain't gonna really pop me up like that by being the man get down, right? He fire him, I'm firing back. Boop, 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 we get down, whatever, right there. Oh yeah, he'll slap you on the wrist. But you touch that woman, they're bringing down wrath, right? So it's
here's a question for you.
Yes.
Say your grown daughter, she's, I don't know, let's say 28. You and her having a conversation, you probably said something that rubbed her the wrong way, and she slapped the fire out your ass. What's your reaction? That's your daughter. She's grown as hell. That's your daughter.
Yeah, but that does not take away accountability of her being disrespectful either.
Okay, so this is what I'm so So you're putting your hands on her?
I'll probably slap shit out of her back.
Okay.
Yeah,
So your woman, the woman, she got grace because of the police, but your daughter didn't get grace because of the police. Why is that?
Because I can't leave my daughter. She's tied to me for life. My wife is not tied to me for life. Right?
The charges are the same, sir.
No, yeah, but my daughter, that's my blood.
If we're talking about police,
I can't have her disrespecting me though.
Right? But your woman can. So your daughter can't, but your woman can.
It's just that. How's this? I want to say this. I'm trying to put this. If my daughter comes up, which I doubt that happens, but you never know, right? If my daughter do it, I would most likely just cut her off forever. Even though I want to whip her, but I cut her off forever. I would change your last name, go get you. I would cut her off financially, psychologically. I would disown her. That's what I would have to do. Because
is that based on the structure of the true leadership, or is that you giving her grace because she's your daughter?
No, that because I don't want to go to jail.
Hey, look, you're playing right now. You're playing right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. There are plenty of charges I'm happy to take. Right? If somebody playing with my kids, I'm happy to take those assault charges. There are plenty of charges I'm happy to take. If some random person decides that they're gonna put their hands on me in the middle of 7-Eleven, I'm happy to take those charges. We can do that all day, all night. I don't give a fuck about that. What I'm saying to you is, in the situation of my woman, the person who I've been intimate with, been in a relationship with, knows more intimate details than probably any other person on this earth based on where I am currently in my life, and has been doing more things to me behind closed doors than any other. Come on, man, stop playing and act like that don't allow grace. Shorty, you've been licking the bottom of my nuts for the last 4 years. I'm not going to slap the fire out of you. I'm going to leave. Fuck the police.
Yeah, but me leaving, I'm committing, self-inflicted wounds as well. So and then, right, because I'm hurt because I'm leaving the one I love. So that means.
But she did that to herself. But she did that to herself because what grown adult waits and what grown adult what lets you walk in from work and slaps you in your face rather than being grown motherfucking communicate. So you guys say like that? No, come on, man. Fuck that. I don't feel bad. She did that to herself.
I want to say this for the strength of understanding my point, right? Is we have women getting on the stand lying. Women get caught in straight lies on taking men's money. We got all this shit going on, right? Women getting lying, getting exonerated. At the women, I said some college dudes, said some girl raped her, right? And then later on they found out she lied. She said that she lied. So, I just think men have acquitted women of all wrongdoing and it is why the household is being burnt down left and right. This is why the divorce rate is where it's at. This is why we can't, because men we've been hamstringed so much by the government's reach that we literally have to let her, I guess the happy wife, happy life sentiment, right? All those things we have to, now we can check it to try. The only power we still have obtained, I would say, is the threat of leaving, right? I believe you. You put your hands on me. I believe you cheat, whatever. But that is not true leadership. It's not. It's really quitting. Like it's really quitting on your. But now, if let's say we're in the army or something, and one of my soldiers get line, right, and I get him DP, it ain't because I don't love him. It's because he got to have some sort of discipline there so that he can understand and send a message to the others that you just can't go around breaking rules and not following the structure which is laid to you. So we're not able to imply that type of thing in our house. And this is why our house is a mess. This is why our kids are growing up, don't know, I'm a man, I'm a woman. Switch. I'm born a man, but I want to identify as a woman, right? And the government is allowing them to to have that autonomy, have that reign. And you better not, as a man of your house, you better not tell your kid that they can't be a girl, even though they're born a boy, right? You cannot tell your daughter she ain't no man, even though she wants to born a woman and she wants to identify as a man. Because if you do, and they complain that, oh, my dad is being, on the hearing of people will start to come to your house and they start to tear you, having you removed, or at least silence you, or some sort of thing. So what I'm saying is violence, even though is used to run a whole fucking society, a whole world, it is absolutely necessary for violence to exist, to civilize, to check, to keep order, right? But then we can't use it in your house. Makes it a, you know what I mean? Like, it makes it a, like, why would you get married? Why would you get married? That's stupid, right? You are setting yourself up to be dog walked.
That sounds crazy. Like, I listened to everything you just said, and you basically summed that up by saying, "Why should you get married? Because you can't slap the fuck out your wife no more." Like, that's basically what it just sounds like of everything you just said.
How do you watch? Let's just say, to your point, right? You're not maybe a hands-on guy, right? I'm not saying every guy wants to go there, right? But even if you yell too loud, and she could go to the call center, he's scaring me, they will check you for that too. So there's not, unless you get a woman who's kind of, and this is why a lot of dudes like hood chicks, right? Because y'all can kind of, you know what I mean? Y'all can kind of, bitch, shut up. She fuck you, right? That toxic type of thing, even though it's not the most conducive, but dudes get able to at least say that. Where you get, let's say you marry a white girl or an Asian girl who's come from a good family, and you tell her, bitch, shut your mouth. She's finna call her family. Oh, he talked to you. And then now the cops might pull up. So you said she feels threatened. Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
okay, well, all you telling me is you shouldn't be able to talk to whoever you want, however you feel. Like, there are consequences to the way that you talk to people.
So
because even though that is your woman, like, you still can't just be talking to her crazy, because that's still somebody's daughter. That's still somebody's sister. That's still somebody's mother. Like, that's still somebody's relative. Somebody still loves that woman.
So once again, but if the police pull up and she doing something, yeah, that's somebody's daughter or something. But if she get out of line and they draw them weapons and she reach for something, they're not finna be up there. They're not finna be get up there. Hey, why'd y'all do that? The community's not finna be in an uproar. Well, hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you gun her down? And then it shows the body cam, so she's reaching for maybe the broom or maybe.
Why do you live in such extremes, bro?
Well, no, I'm just telling you, Breonna Taylor, these are things that actually happen. So once again, the knock warrant. All I'm saying is this, right? We're hypocrites. We're saying, on one hand, violence is needed to civilize, maintain order, everything around the house. But in the house, we got to be, even though disrespect is happening, and this is where domestic violence is happening, where women are being very boisterous, loud. Women are putting their hands on men, right? Women are putting their hands on men. We can't go sit up and act like women are not throwing them. I right now is a woman that I'm seeing right now, right? Her last relationship, you know what she told me? You know what she told me, 100 watts? I used to whip my ex-boyfriend daily. I'm like, why would you put your hands on that man? Because he deserved it. There are women out here that are literally, if they're putting their hands on men because they feel like they can do that, because why? Why, 100 watts? Because the consequences, most men are letting it go down because they understand, like, if I defend myself or if I hurt her, I'm finna reap great consequences to this.
So we're gonna justify bullshit by doing more bullshit.
Well, I'm just saying,
because the scenario that you just gave, she said that she would beat her boyfriend daily.
Yes.
Well, if I'm gonna be honest with you, why would his soft ass let her do it more than once?
Because most likely he didn't want to go to jail. And he was taught, don't you put your hands on
Okay.
a woman. Right? His
So, okay, so
hands on a woman. Right?
So in this scenario, wouldn't you assume that this was probably a brother who was probably down bad and really didn't have nowhere else to go?
No, he was having money.
Okay, so we're basically talking about a woman who took advantage of a man who had nowhere to go.
No.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
This is what happened. He ended up breaking up with her, and that's how me and her met, because she was telling me how they've been breaking up and she's been trying to get back with him, but he hasn't been taking her back because, and I told her, I said, you putting your hands on people and calling him names and all kind of this and that. This is why he's not going to take you back. She said, he's going to take you back. And he didn't take her back. So what I'm saying is, he took what he could take, right? He took what he could take. And he probably didn't like none of it, but he loved her, and he knew if he was to act on her and return to physical violence, he would most likely destroy her and his life as well. So he avoided as much as he can. Now, last part. She went over his house one morning, busted in there, went through his phone, saw some other chick's name, and they were broken up. In context, they was broken up already, but she still felt she had. You know what happened? He choked her out. He choked her out, and she never been back since. I was like,
and she doesn't, and that is an example. See, and you were talking about, I was conflating earlier, and you're conflating. In society, in the scheme of the world, yes, violence is necessary. If someone's trying to break into my car, yes, violence is necessary. If someone's trying to break into my home, violence is necessary. Yes. If someone is trying to steal something from me, violence is necessary. If someone is trying to be violent against me or my children, violence is necessary. But
if your wife is being violent towards you, then it's not necessary.
What?
If your wife is being violent towards you, if your wife or your girl is being violent towards you, it's not necessary.
If my wife or my girl is being violent towards me,
that's not necessary.
I will definitely use whatever force is necessary for me to get the fuck out of there. But I will definitely use whatever force is necessary for me to get out of there. But my intention is not to knock her out. Is because I love, because she is who she is, I will give her the grace of not putting her to sleep. I'll tell you that.
So now here's the question I have for you. What if this was regularly?
Say again?
What if this was regular? What if she did this regularly?
Then that speaks to me being a soft ass nigga, and I'm vulnerable, needy, clingy. That speaks to me not being a leader. That speaks to not leading shit.
No, it's also, but you're acting like women don't have their own violent, in the way that they can't be violent on their own.
Okay, but what leader sticks to be abused? What man as a leader sticks around for that? Are you telling me that a man that sticks around for that is a leader?
Yeah.
Get the fuck. See, you're bugging. There is no way a man that would stick around and let a woman abuse him would never lead other men into anything.
Well, I would have to say there's nuances to it. Now, did this girlfriend and boyfriend, no ties really? Yeah. But now they're married for 15 years, 4 or 5 kids, a whole bunch of life together, and she does this. I don't know, it's a little bit different, right? I'm not going to judge him if he leaves, but I'm not going to judge him if he stays, right? Because when we're talking about, duty, about loving someone, and you signing up for going through the bad times and the good times, that's leadership, right? Now, granted, if a woman is putting her hands on me, on a man, I do think that y'all gonna have to separate and live in different homes or something. But I don't know, divorcing and the kids, breaking the kids up, and I don't know if that's necessarily the answer. So it's subjective, right? How the guy is. I'm not going to burn a guy because his woman put hands on him because she has anger management issues. and she sees this way to deal with him, right? But I'm not going to judge him if he checks her either, right? In the way of returning it. So, but bottom line is, we as men we protect women so much. We think that women do not have the ability or should suffer consequences for their actions, the same as everybody else in society does, right? We give them this blanket of covering. Oh, if she fired, once she hit you in the head with a pan, well, leave. Well, if another man hit you in the head with a pan, you want to beat his ass, right? Or well, a strange woman hit you in the head with a pan, you want to beat her ass. But your wife, she gets a pass because when she hits you, she hits you out of love. She loves you when she hits you.
I said I won't put her to sleep.
Whatever. I'm just saying, right? We the level, and this is what I'm going to equate this to. This is one thing I can say about this. The police, when they show up to wherever house they show up, the level is the same whether it's man or woman. They don't discriminate. If that woman do something that looks like she's going to create harm, they will deal with it. They do not discriminate. They're not going to say she's a woman or she has a gun, and we're just going to look at her and be like, hey, what are you doing? Right? They're drawing their weapons. Right? They're instructed and trained to whether she's man or woman to be treated if she's acting in a manner too harmful to others or a threat to others. They're trained to treat man just like they treat the woman and vice versa. So I don't see how that we want to let them do that, but then we in our house that we need to maintain, that we need to keep our house in order. How we got to be regulated sometimes. Well, you can't. Well, if she throws hot water on you, nigga, you need to just leave. Or
Ruthless, you're tripping. Stop. You're tripping. You keep living in these extremes. If she's being disrespectful, no, don't hit her. But if she throws hot water on you, then yes. What are you talking about? If she comes at me with a knife, then yes, I'm gonna put my hands on her. If she's coming at me with a gun, then yes, I'm gonna put my hands on her. If she's trying to hit me with a pot, I'm gonna put my hands on her. But like, you're living in this extreme. Like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm not speaking to you personally. Don't take it personal. If it's on the plot,
I know, but your entire speaking is this extreme.
No, it's not. It just happened. I can give you many stories. I can show you many times where a girl, her boyfriend, she got it down, right? And he just looked at her because he just like, and she didn't think she's gonna do it. What I'm saying is, there's many cases out here women is crushing men. I'm not saying, and I'm not going to go there, but my point is, women are capable of being a threat to their husband. And listen, if you do not check this, and I learned this in the pen, right? This is what I learned in the pen. You know, when I first started doing time, you know what my weakness was? I was really passive. I was really like, oh, that's the homie. You know what I mean? I'm letting it ride. Right? But the homies is what's up, Nightish? Walk to the soul, sir. A lot of homies I used to give passes because they were homies, right? But until one day, because of little things, right? Little fires like sex playing. And I was like, oh, whatever, laugh it off, like whatever. Or playing with the horse playing, all that stuff, right? But you know what I had to learn? I had to learn that I had to check that shit at the door. Nigga, I don't play like that. Don't pretend like you put your hands on me. Don't sex play me. I don't do that. I don't play those games. Even to so much force that if I felt like they did this the first time, I go put my boots on, right? Get ready to get down with this nigga. And then the next time I'm telling, hey, now this is your last warning, right? I had to learn to check the things the homie were doing at the door because I was letting it go. I was letting it slide because that's the homie. He's sex man. I really don't like it, but then when they kept doing it, I had to say, okay, I got to make a stand here because I can't do my time with these niggas. Always want to play games with me like I'm their little kid. So I had to show the threat of violence, of force and fear to let them know, nigga, don't play with me. We homies. I fuck with you, but don't sex play me. Don't be playing like you throwing hands with me. Don't, and none of that. Or you could do it, walk away or get carried away, which one was your pick. So this is how I went through my whole time, right? Same thing applies to the house, to the women's, right? You have to check that shit at the top constantly. Can't let her get away with bitch ass motherfucker. You stupid punk. You're an ass. All those little things, those little fires, right? You have to check that shit. Every fucking women happen, you got to stand the bitch who you talking this bitch. Because if you let it go, you try to, oh, that's my wife, she's just gonna keep going. She go, oh, this nigga soft. And now that's where the respect is lost. And that's what's happening in a lot of households. Nidus can attest to this because Nidus, he stay calling niggas weak bitch ass nigga. Right? So, but this is what's happening with a lot of the households. We're letting, because I married this woman, because I put this ring on her finger, or because she's sucking my dick, she can get in my face and put her finger, whatever. Because
you think after they got married was the first time she called him a bitch ass nigga?
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
So
but my point is, you make my point. That's my point is, men, because they act like they need women, and women act like they don't need men, women are turning into the masculine, dominating, forceful beast that men have basically garnered into the door, ushered in. And this is why they come on these panels. And this is why this panel right here, this lady comes in, and on M3s, they would never come to my space and do this shit. Chocolate Earth would never come in here. Nigga, I would drop, man, I don't give a fuck. I don't need you bitches. I don't care. I seen girls on these panels, not as though when I used to be say, who you used to pay to get dropped all the time? Bomb cherry juice. Because she always want to call a bitch ass nigga. I'm like, damn, we just having a debate. And when she started losing, she talking about a bitch ass nigga, hoe ass nigga. And Nidus made money off me. What's up, OG Nidus?
Just came through the kick for a minute. Did Chocolate cut her hair off?
Yeah, man. Let me let you hear this, man. Oof, you might want to react this on your show. Let me take you back to this chick here, man. She was clowning, right? Krista Universe. Oh man, let me let you hear it.
Have the ability to push them forward.
I think it's back a little more.
We might not be able to make
it. Here we go.
But women have been.
To Al, because he's the one who introduced her to us. So Krista, if you would like, I want to kind of hear like your thoughts, or if you need me to play the video again, I'm more willing to share it with you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. My thoughts on the whole topic is that in America right now, and I don't even know exactly how long it's been, but women have been raising the children pretty much in America. I'm not entirely sure if it's because the men are deciding to walk out or what it really is. I know for me, I was a single mother. My children are currently grown now, but I raised them mostly by myself, not necessarily by choice. And that also may come down to proper selection, making sure that we get into relationships that are right before making that next.
I think I'm about to go. I think she had a little bit more. Hold on, where is she at?
Of men following women. If that was the case, we wouldn't.
I think I go a little bit more. She right.
That's a little bit experience on that. The whole topic is that in America right now.
Okay, so let me go up a little bit more.
Can I ask Krista a question?
We're supposed to be operating off energy, love.
There we go. I think it's right.
Considering great behind the scenes. So she's
to like the non-relational space. Shout outs to Al because
and him giving him ideas, giving him solutions.
Oh, there it is, right there. Let me get a little bit more.
So Krista, if you would like, I want to kind of hear like your thoughts, or if you need me to play the video again, I'm more willing to share it with you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. My thoughts on the whole topic is that in America right now, and I don't even know exactly how long it's been, but women have been raising the children pretty much in America. I'm not entirely sure if it's because the men are deciding to walk out or what it really is. I know for me, I was a single mother. My children are currently grown now, but I raised them mostly by myself, not necessarily by choice. And that also may come down to proper selection, making sure that we get into relationships that are right before making that next move that becomes physical. So that's a little bit experience on that.
Yeah.
What I will say though is that I think that men and women both have their natural dispositions. And what do I mean? Men are physically strong. Like that's how it really is mostly. Like if we try to get up and fist up with somebody, unless we're working out overtime, we might not be able to make it, as a lady. But on the flip side of it, mentally, women are pretty sharp. We've got a pretty sharp mind, and behind every.
Now you see that, Nadia? See what she did? She said, did you hear how she flipped that? How the men are real strong, right? And the women are smart. She's like saying all we are strong. But she's not saying we're smart, we're intelligent, we're geniuses, none of that, right? We're just strong. And you'll see where she's going with this.
Masculine, how you put it? I don't know. Like any guy that's doing whatever, he's pretty much got a woman or a team of women behind him, giving him ideas, giving him solutions, making him better and great behind the scenes. So she's playing that subtle, soft, nurturing, caring role and managing multiple things at one time, but helping to build him up and lift him up in her way.
So what do you think about that?
That might be the truth.
No.
Leaders delegate.
Okay, so let's have this conversation. You're not hearing what she's saying. Let me go back.
I heard exactly what she said. She said that men are just masculine. That's not the truth. And she's saying that women are typically the brains behind things. That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
But if she's fighting, she's going to fight for her side.
Okay, I agree with that. But did you hear the other part she said? That be the masculine man, he's masculine, but behind every great masculine man, there's a woman giving him ideas and kind of leading him.
That's her fighting for her side.
Right. So if I'm an NBA player, I'm making millions of dollars, and I bring a woman in my life, how is she improving my life? What is she doing? What idea is she giving me?
Maybe he's not brilliant. Maybe he was a dumb fuck. He just know how to play sports.
Well, I know how to sign my checks. I know how to have a bank account. I have home. Before she got there, I got millions, and I'm living my life. But
basketball players, while they was in college, they had other people doing their work for them. They're just athletes.
Well, we're just saying though, before he meets his significant other, right? She's saying behind every man, there's a great woman. Let's take
that's extreme. That's extreme. But she's going to defend the woman's side.
Right. And what I'm saying is, let's just say I'm a doctor. Like I had to go to school.
That's a brains job. So
even
here's what the doctors do. They specialize in their field, but typically it's the nurses who are really there to understand what's going on with you. Once the nurses assess everything, they tell a doctor this is what it is, and he come in there and does what it is that he's a specialist in.
No, this is how it goes. All the nurses do, bring your food, whatever IV, whatever they go. Then you go through the scanners, right? Whether you're going through a CAT scan or whatever scan, and they get all these whatever it is they say that you're wrong. They scan it, and then they send it. The doctor reads this information, right? And then when you go see the doctor, he tells you, okay, I've viewed all your CAT scans, whatever, and I think that you have a broken fibula, and we're going to have to go in and fix it. That's what all the nurse do is, make sure you do those scans, make sure you go into those CAT scans or whatever they got machines. They're using.
Levels of nurses.
All the nurses do the same thing pretty much. Except, you got some that just don't do none of that. But nurses are not doctors, and they're not on the doctor's level, right? The nurse just
but have you ever watched the Cosby Show?
Yeah.
And they would call Bill Cosby at night and say, you need to come in and do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
They have already established what needs to be done. He just comes in and do it.
No. That's just a boot. That's just they would just didn't want to take you
That's
to
real life. That's real life.
No, that's fake, right? So I'm telling you,
That's real life.
I've been in the hospital before.
My wife was a manager at a family practice. She had 12 doctors that she was a manager for. The RNs established exactly what was going on with the patients, and a doctor just came in and did what they already established what was wrong.
So this is I've been operated on before. This is what happens. You come in, right? Whatever it is, what's wrong with you? You take action. The nurses might ask you, so what you do? Da, 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 da. Bam.
Who did the test on you?
Huh?
Who did the test on you?
The CAT scan.
Who did that?
The nurses.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then once they established exactly what was wrong with you, they gave that information to a doctor. He read it and made an assess, and then he came and did his job.
But
the nurse, the RN, not the regular, they got nurses that don't do nothing but give you food and whatever else. But the RN is the backbone to the doctor.
No. No. So this is how it goes. Let me get finished. So all the nurse does, that nurse, the RN, when it's your time, they're going to put you on a bed. Some guy's going to come and lift you into another bed. They're going to take you either to a CT scan or so whatever x-rays they got to do. Boom. They run all these things. You hear and the machine is just running through your body. And then all these x-rays, all these things go to the doctor. And the doctor, he's the one that the nurses don't know what the doctor, because they don't they don't take the classes. They don't know all that stuff. As far as they have a knowledge of it, but they don't know exactly how to execute. When he goes to the doctor, he reads it and he says, well, okay, we need to operate, or we need to do this. And then he gives instructions to the nurse. Nurse then conveys it to you. The doctor said they're going to do this and that. Most time the doctor's going to come tell you. He's going to come.
That's not what an RN is.
No, I'm just saying the doctors most likely.
Share this right quick.
Yeah.
You see that right there?
Right.
So let me tell you what RNs do. Registered nurses provide essential patient care, coordinate treatment plans, and educate patients of and their families about health management.
Right.
Patient care. RNs are responsible for assessing patients' health, monitoring vital signs, and providing direct care to patients who are ill, injured, or recovering from surgery. They administer medication and treatments as prescribed by physicians. They tell the doctor what to do.
No, they don't. No. Listen.
That's what we just read.
Let's read it again. Registered nurses provide essential patient care.
Yeah.
Coordinate treatment plans.
Coordinate the treatment plan. Yes.
Right, let's finish. And educate patients and their families about health management, right?
Yes.
So now what that is, if you come in there, let's say you got a cold or you got some sort of sickness, they tell you, oh, you need to eat more greens, right? And stuff like that. Now, the RNs are responsible for assessing the patient's health, meaning, are you sick? Are you not sick? Are you, what is it, right? Do they monitor vital signs, right? Yeah, they monitor signs, treatment options, and preventive care. Right. This is right if you do not need an operation. This has nothing to do with if you have the doctor is there, the doctor is the one, right, who comes in and
you're wrong.
The visit.
My wife was a manager for doctors. The RNs establish everything that needs to be done. And when you're in a hospital, when he looks at a chart, he's looking at the chart that the RN put together.
No.
And then he acts on that chart.
They do the machine do the work. The nurse can't see inside you. So would they take you to that scan?
Who scans you?
The nurse. They take
they do everything so the doctor knows what he needs to do next.
I'm not saying that.
Not your doctor. Your doctor doesn't establish what's wrong with you. The RN does. And then she gives it to the doctor, and then the doctor acts on the information that she gave him.
No. That's not how it goes.
All you have to do is read this right here. I just gave you the chart. 5 pieces.
Let's read it. RN is responsible for assessing patient's health. Okay. So if you come in, they say, what's wrong with you? Say, well, I'm feeling a little sick. Then they ask you, look here, fill this out. Boom. So they say, okay, you might got bronchitis or you might got this, right? And then they might just say, go see a physician. The physician to come and tell you, well, which is the doctor or who's over the nurse, say, give them this, and then the nurse just follows the orders, right?
The doctor tells you that, but the doctor tells you that when?
Now watch this. Monitoring vital signs.
When does the doctor tell you that?
Tell you what?
What you need.
The doctor coming. If you need operation, he's going to come tell you.
After the nurse gives him the information.
No. Yeah. The information from the scans.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so wait 1 second. If the doctor did the scan, he would need the nurse.
Huh?
The nurse's job is to find out what is wrong with you in the first place.
Right.
You coming in there, you don't know how to say it. That's why she got to do the scans and do all this shit. Once she assesses what's wrong with you, that's the chart that the doctor comes in and look at and go, okay, this is the surgery I got to do.
But
the person who figures out what's wrong with you is the RN.
So pretty much when you could, okay, so pretty much they already know what's wrong with you when you walk in there.
How?
Because let's say you had a car accident.
Yeah.
Right? You're in there and you're pretty badly injured.
Yeah.
And the nurse just, all the certain level nurses, other nurses just put pillows on you, make sure you use clean sheets.
Yeah, we're not talking about them. We're not talking about
then you go in, they put you into a room, and then depending on if you're in super pain, then there's a doctor that's walking around. There's a doctor on site, right? He's there and he's looking at, okay, and then he makes the call. And this is what happened to me. So I had an accident. I walked in there, the nurse, she was take too long. I told her, hey, I'm hurting. And she was doing all this other stuff. The doctor came around. And said, and he opened up and looked at me and said, oh yeah, you should have did him first. Get him to the emergency room. That's how it goes. The doctor's there on site.
When you got to the emergency room, what happened?
That was emergency room.
Right. So when you got to the emergency room, what happened?
Then she took my clothes off and put me in the bed. And then they gave me the doctor told her, the physician came in and said, give him some morphine or whatever that morphine, and then they hooked up to my IV to my arm, right? And then if ever I feel pain, I just hit the button and administer the pain medication to my body. And that I just did that all night. If I'm getting pain, I would just hit that. And then they come next day and take me to. Then they got me out that hospital, took me to another hospital. Then they took me to a CT scan.
Who did the scan?
The nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just did the scan. Then she takes the scan, and then she takes all that, goes to the doctor.
Exactly. Like I said,
and the doctor
no, 1 second, sir. The person who assesses exactly what's wrong with you is a RN, a registered nurse. That's who finds out what's wrong with you. Once they establish what's wrong with you, because you don't know how to describe it, because you're a civilian, she then gives it to the doctor, and then the doctor acts on the information that she gives him. And the reason I'm saying this to you is, again, my wife worked at a family practice with 12 doctors. She managed the doctors, the RNs, and the other nurses. That's when I found out the person who really finds out what's wrong with you is the top nurse, then RN, and then that nurse gives that information to the doctor. So when you used to see the Cosby Show and they used to call him, that was a RN calling him.
I forgot I had to correct myself or something. The RN doesn't run the scan. She takes you to the room.
She tells the people to do everything.
No. It's a group of people that do that. It ain't just one nurse. Once you come in, the doctor makes assessment. The doctor's on site. Everybody coming in there, and then he tells them, okay, give the level of care. He tells them what level of care they need. And then all the nurse do is two guys. If you do, it's two guys that are gonna come lift you, right? Off the thing and put you in another bed, and then they're gonna drag you in there because then they gotta lift you again to put you in that little scan. And then there's a scan technician. There's another person running the machine. The nurse ain't running the machine. She just, and then once you go to that thing, you go in, it closes like a spaceship. Like
read number 3.
Bing.
Read number 3.
RNs collaborate with other healthcare professionals, including doctors, nurse practitioners, specialists to develop and implement comprehensive care plans. Yeah, that's after it's done. Then ensure that all aspects of the
No, that's before anything happens.
No, that's care plan is after. The care
Read
plan-
the whole, just read number 3.
I just read it. RN collaborate with the healthcare professionals, meaning the doctors. The doctors telling her, the nurse practitioner.
No, sir. Let me read it for you because you don't want to read it. Coordinating care. RNs collaborate with other healthcare professionals,
Yes.
including doctors,
Right. And the
nurse
doctors,
practitioners.
yes, those are different.
Wait. And specialists to develop and implement comprehensive care plan. So implement, 1 second, sir. Implementing a comprehensive care plan is what to do to the patient.
And that's these dudes are doing it. The doctor, the nurse practitioner, the specialist, they do this.
No, so you don't want to believe what the fuck number 3 says?
Listen, you're not reading it wrong. RNs collaborate. That means who's the boss in the hospital? The doctor.
The RN?
No, the doctor. He makes all the money.
RN.
No, it's not.
The RN gets all them people together to figure out what to do with you.
No, the doctor coordinates that.
I'm going to read it one last time. RNs collaborate with other healthcare professionals. They get all this shit together, including the doctors, the nurse practitioners, and the specialists. The person who get all that shit together is the RN.
No,
To develop and implement a comprehensive care plan for the patient.
So,
they ensure that all aspects of patient care are coordinated effectively.
Let's that down.
If the doctor did that, it would say doctors collaborate with healthcare professionals, nurses, and all the other shit. But the doctors don't. The RNs do.
Let's break it down. So number 1 is they collaborate. Collaborate means they go into a meeting.
They get all the people together. Yes.
No, it don't go like that. The doctor schedules the meeting.
Right now, me and you are collaborating.
Right. And
I would be the RN in your staff.
This is what happens.
I would be the one that would be telling you this is what you need, Ruthless. You need thumbnails instead of just doing shows. You need a specialized
advisor
and everything else, because that'll bring more attention to the space because of the thumbnails that catch people's eyes. The shorts that specialize with your king thing and whatever else will bring more people to you.
Okay, so
when you just have just the pictures of the show going on, they don't think you implementing enough specialized time into your content.
Okay, so
that's why if you ever look at like Think Media and all these different people that tell you how to run your channel, they'll tell you the significance of thumbnails. They'll tell you the significance of shorts. They'll tell you the significance of making it shit personalized.
So what I'm saying is this, right? So it goes like
that's branding. Branding is marketing.
Okay. So this is how it goes in the hospital, right? The doctor, if anybody,
you mean the 20-something years that my wife was.
So the doctor, right, is the one that could be sued if anything goes wrong. He's one held liable for all the patients if that go through him, not the nurse, not the specialist, nothing. When if the hospital been sued, they can sue that doctor, right? The doctor is the head nigga in charge, right? The doctor is the head nigga in charge. So through that, right, the doctor tells the nurse, okay, this is what this is, bam. So this is the care, this is what they need to do. The nurse writes it down. To the specialist, they tell the nurse, because they're specialists, they tell her, okay, this is the type of medication they need to say. Then all the nurse do is take notes. And then
no, the doctor doesn't tell the RN shit.
Yes, he does. He's the boss.
No, here's the thing. Let's take it like this. You're the husband. You go out and you're the provider, but you delegate the responsibilities to your wife. Your wife is the one that's really there at home with your kids and everything else. You're not there. You're outside getting the money. The doctors aren't even there. The doctor's the last person you see.
No, it's the first person you see. and the last person.
In all of my years of going to the hospital, the doctor is the last person I see. The first person I see is the RN. The person that asks me about my vitals, the person that takes my weight, the person that put the thing in my mouth, the person that I see the RN first. Then she takes notes, and then the doctor comes in and look at the notes that she gave him and says, okay, you came in today and you said X, Y, Z. He's the last person I see.
He's the first person you see.
No, I've never in my life.
I mean, you probably never had a serious operation though. You probably just had some cold or some little something in pain.
No, I've had surgeries.
Well, yeah, then you see the doctor in the beginning because he has to come in.
I saw RN first.
The doctor is on a higher elite level than a nurse.
Yeah, the doctor, I keep saying the doctor is the final person. He's the boss, but he's the last person you see.
I'm gonna look at right now.
Ruthless. Ruthless. I got shot and took to the hospital. They did surgery.
Yeah, right. But
the first people I saw was nurses. The last person I saw was the doctor.
All they're gonna do is bring you in through the thing. The nurse is gonna reel you in, right?
The nurses cut my clothes off of me. The nurses put my IV in me.
And the doctor's gonna come and say, okay, he needs to go in here because he's gonna have the surgery.
I'm literally explaining you exactly what happened. The nurses cut my clothes off of me.
Yeah, but
the nurses put the IV in my arm. The last person I saw was the doctor.
But the doctor is the one who makes the call, the final call, and that's that. The nurse don't make the call.
Who is the one who assesses what's wrong with you?
The
RN.
It depends. If it's you're coming in and you have like a mild cold or you're feeling a certain type of way, the nurse.
I was shot and bleeding.
Now, if you come in shot and bleeding, then automatically the doctor, because he's going to come in and see you.
Nurses.
So hold on. So the doctor's going to say he needs x-rays. Then they're going to put you through all these machines.
Wrong. The RN did that.
Right. No. The technician, the machine technician does that. The doctor makes the call.
The RN is the one who came and talked to me first.
Yes, but she's only telling you what the doctor said. She's not running her own program. The doctor
is the last person you see.
Well, I'm just saying he's the one in charge, though. He's delegating. He's saying this is what he's doing.
That's why I compared it. So inside the house, you're the final say, right?
Yeah.
You're the one who makes money for the house, right?
Yeah.
But your wife is the one that's in there with your kids. Your wife is the one who figured out everything. And then she calls. You keep talking about leader, and I'm telling you about who figures out what's wrong with you in the first place. That's the RN. That's what we just read.
Yeah, the doctor is the leader.
No, he's the final person. He's the last motherfucker you see. He's the one that's going to do the surgery and whatever else, but he's the last person you see.
Okay, so once again, physicians can transition into management roles within the healthcare setting, taking on titles like medical director, chief medical officer, or various clinical management positions. These roles involve overseeing medical staff, budgets, and operations, ensuring compliance, regulations, and contributing to strategic planning. So these doctors are the one, for you to get to them levels, you got to be a doctor who's really good, never mess up. Then they promote you.
Read what you just said again. That means they the last motherfucker.
No, they're the one who.
You literally just read that.
I'm not arguing with you. Listen, I'm just saying level of care, right? If you come in with a basic cold, flu, stuff like that, you don't see a nurse, right?
No, read what you just read.
No, wait. Then, but hold up. So when you go to the clinic and you're like, I'm sick or something wrong with me, and you get a checkup, who's doing that checkup?
RN.
No, the doctor. The doctor, man, come on.
The doctor is the last motherfucker you see.
No. When you go to the clinic, you're sitting there waiting to be called. You go into the office, the nurse will come in and say, fill out this paperwork. Bam, you go in there.
That's a secretary.
Okay, then you go in there.
Not even a nurse.
Yeah, and then the nurse comes in and say, okay,
First, you're gonna see a secretary. The secretary is gonna send you to the RN. The RN is gonna weigh you and do every single thing else. And the doctor gonna come in at the very last and read the chart that the RN gave him.
Or he's gonna also no, but he's gonna make a he's gonna ask you some questions, and then he's gonna make a final assessment.
After the RN does everything, yes.
RN cannot write you a medical note to clear you to not lift heavy or do none of that. That has to come
right. The doctor does the final shit. The RN does everything before that. She's the one that tells him everything.
Oh,
he's just the final decision maker.
The doctor, RN just takes notes. That's it.
Wrong.
She weighs you. She takes your blood pressure, and that's it. And then doctor comes in and says, "Okay, now she may have her take X-rays, right? Boom, she
does everything."
And then he comes in, he reads
the chart that she left him,
right, which is the X-rays, right? And she said, he'll say, and look it up, and he says, "Well, this is this," and he explains all that. The nurse doesn't do that.
You're wrong. He's the final person. She does everything.
She just does the technical stuff, as far as getting them like your blood pressure, X-rays,
everything.
But she doesn't make a read. Like she don't tell you what you're diagnosed with. She don't tell you
right. That. He has the final say.
So what
he makes that final decision based off the information that she gave him. I've been saying that the whole time. She just assesses everything that's wrong with you. He comes and reads the chart and then tells you this the medication you're gonna take, this is the surgery we're gonna do, and this. Based on what? The information that she gave him.
She doesn't assess. She just does the test. And then he reads it. That's it. She just does the test. X-ray you.
Why do you like to diminish women this much?
No, that's a man nurse. It could be a male nurse. Doesn't matter.
Why do you diminish nurse RNs that much?
Because I've literally dealt with them when I got my operation. I watched everything. I see who's did what. And all I did was run tests, give it to the doctor.
Again, my wife was a manager of 12 doctors. Those 12 doctors typically wasn't even in the hospital. It was RNs there. If the shit was something that needed to be handled quickly, they would call those doctors to come in. The doctors were not even in the building. RNs were.
Yeah, because they handle the day-to-day minute things that don't need a doctor, like a cold, common cold.
I was shocked.
That's the doctor's coming for that.
No, that was RNs that dealt with me. And then before I went out, the doctor came in.
Yeah, the doctor's coming.
The last person was the doctor.
Yes. And he's the one going to read the chart and say what's going to happen to you.
Where did he get the chart from? And what is the chart?
He got the chart from the technician.
He got the chart from the RN.
Oh, he got the chart from the technician.
Wrong.
The guy who's running the machine, he pulls those things out.
The guy that running the machine gives the information to the RN. The RN is the one who's sending you into the technician.
Okay, she just hands it to the doctor though. She doesn't tell him. Oh,
the doctor ain't even around.
No, I'm just saying is though she doesn't tell him. Oh, well, this is what this is. No, she just gives him the information. Here you go, and then he makes the assessment, and that's it.
Ooh,
the doctor.
What aren't you understanding?
The nurse don't tell him.
RN does every single thing before the doctor even pops up.
The RN does.
The technician that does your x-rays and whatever else gives all that information to the RN. Okay, the technician does never talk to the doctor. The RN is the only person talking to the doctor.
No. You got specialists. You got specialists. You got the nurse practitioner.
So read number 3 again. The person who coordinates all of that is the RN.
No, she collaborates.
Coordinates.
She collaborates. She does not coordinate.
Why does she need to collaborate if she don't have shit to do with nothing? It's just the doctor.
She collaborates because they give her the information, tell her what to do, and then she does it.
Wrong.
Yes, that's all she does. She's not the boss.
She's not the listen. What I'm saying to you is that the doctor has the final say based on the information he gets from the RN.
And this how it goes, right? No. The information is coming from the machines, not the RN.
The technicians do not talk to doctors.
No, I'm okay, but the information comes from the machines. She then puts it on his desk. He then opens it up and read it and makes the assessment. She does not tell him, well, this means this. He says, okay, no.
No, I never said that. I didn't add that extra. What I said is that she assesses what's wrong with you. She works with the technician. She does everything, and then she leaves that file on the doctor's desk. He's the last motherfucker involved. He's the last person.
Let me help you out. Number one is the RN is one of many people that do things, yes. But then there's specialists.
RNs are responsible for assessing patients' health, monitoring of vital signs, and providing direct care to patients who are ill, injured, or recovering from surgery. They administer medication and treatments as prescribed by the physician. They do everything, and they give all the information to the doctors when they coordinate care. The doctors just do what they specialize in. So if you have an ear, nose, and throat doctor, he's going to deal with your ear, nose, and throat. If you have a dentist, he's going to deal with your teeth. They all specialize in different things, but the person who coordinates whichever one that is the RN.
What I'm saying is
there are practitioners that specialize in certain things. Ear, nose, and throat. They people that deliver babies. There are people who deal with gunshot wounds. That's called trauma. They're all different specialists. Who coordinates all of that is the RN.
Okay, so let me help you out, right? You're right, but the RN does, look, you come in, depends on what it is. If it's a gunshot or a really bad accident where broken bones, et cetera, like contusion, internal bleeding, right? The doctor, when the nurse see you, she's going to call the doctor. Doctor's going to come in and say the level of care you're going to get. Okay.
Wrong. That's where we're wrong here, right there.
So let me finish. Doctor's going to say, like he did to me, he's going to say, okay, this person has to be in this, right? And then from there, right, the RN, you go into a room, right, and they give you pain medication, which is administered or approved by the nurse practitioner. Okay, for this level of pain, he needs morphine or whatever it is they give you, right? And then, bam, and all they do is set up. Now there's two ways. Sometimes they give you pills, or sometimes they give you a drip, right? The liquid. Last time I had the drip for them. They was just going in every time.
Who makes sure that stuff is the way it's supposed to be?
That's the nurse, the regular nurse, right?
No, that's a RN.
Okay, RN, right? She sets that up. Then they came to get me the next day. No, they came to get me next.
Rufus, the person you're gonna see the least amount of wait 1 second. The person you're gonna see the least amount of time is a fucking doctor.
Yes. Okay.
He gonna be in and out. You're gonna see him the least, and he gonna be the last person in. The person that's coordinating every single thing. How much medication you get, how tracking the details of your medical records, every single thing. That's all be the RN. If they take RNs out of the hospital, you're going to die.
No, the nurse practitioner determines how much medication you need.
RNs document and administrate. They wait 1 second. They accurate documentation of patient and crucial. RNs maintain detailed medical records, track patient progress, and ensure compliance and healthcare regulations. They do it all. The RN.
Once again, right?
Everybody up under them is pretty much just maids. They clean shit off. They don't do shit.
You gotta let somebody else in, Nidus. You gotta let somebody in. So once again, right? The RN is not a physician. So
I never said there was.
You said they were everything. They can't prescribe.
I said no. I did not. No, I did not. I said that the specialists are doctors. They're the last person you see, and they're the person you're gonna see the least.
But you made a qualifying statement to say that
they're the person that's going to take care of the injury.
Okay. So once again, right, you have a group of people. It's all a team. In the medical field, it's teamwork. It's all about teamwork. It's not about no one person. It's teamwork.
I never said it was one person.
Yeah, you keep talking about the last person.
I'm going to repeat it again. I said the last person you're going to see and the person you're going to see the least amount of time is a doctor.
So it goes like this. So you have the RN, then you have the nurse practitioner, then you have the technicians, then you have other specialists.
Right? Who gets all that together?
Whatever the doctor writes up, a level of care that you need.
Wrong.
The doctor writes that up.
Wrong.
The doctor writes that up.
Wrong.
Yes. You
literally read 2 and 3. How could you say that?
If you're talking about an operation, where like
did you read 2 and 3?
Okay, so now if you get shot, let's say you came in, you got shot, right?
I was shot, yes.
So now this is a call, right, on what's going to have the level of care you're going to get has to be done by the doctor only because he is
the last person I saw was a doctor.
Bob DeSantis, yeah, but just because you didn't see him don't mean he ain't giving the orders. He's still giving out orders. Okay, this is
I literally said read 2 and 3.
Well, I'm just saying he.
This is what's going to happen when you go in the hospital.
Let me say what I'm saying. The doctor gives the orders on the level of care that you're going to receive, and
he's not even there.
Yes, he is. He's in his office. You don't see him, but he's there. If this is a gunshot, something that serious, the doctor's going to be there.
No, right? Listen, Rufus, okay. The doctor is dealing with other patients.
If you come in emergency room bleeding, right, bleeding out, the doctor's going to pull up because he's the one who's responsible for you.
Okay, so Highland Hospital is a trauma hospital. They deal with mostly trauma, right?
Yes. Yes.
So most of those doctors are actively in surgery.
Yes. They're on the field. There's more than so many doctors, and there's one that will be on point when you come in that's going to be there because liability is everything. So if you come in and you're bleeding out and the nurse just sitting there and you bleed out and you die, who's going to have to answer
not
that?
Just sitting there.
Hold on, let me say this. Who's going to have to answer to that? The doctor, not the nurse. They'll be like, where was you at? All the liability falls on the doctor. All the liability falls on the doctor.
Yeah. That's cool. He is the boss at the end of it. He's but I don't understand why you don't understand. He's the last motherfucker you don't see. You're not gonna see him when you get there, and he's gonna be the last motherfucker you don't see. And you know what he's gonna be doing? He's gonna be fixing whatever the issue is after he has all the information that the RN gave him.
I'm gonna give you some game nights. When we're talking about gunshot wound trauma, right?
I was shot.
Right? When we talk about trauma, right?
I went to the hospital. The first person I saw was a secretary that made us fill out paperwork.
No.
The second person I saw was an RN. And the person I saw until the doctor got there was an RN.
Okay, so once again, first person you saw was the ambulance, right? Right?
No, I was drove there. I wasn't in the ambulance.
So then you just see the regular people, right? Guys who just put you big up on that bed.
No, they took us to the bed. I was drove there. We went to the front desk. The first person we talked to was a secretary.
Right, and then you got to get those guys out who's going to come and strap you to the bed. You're not just walking and back into the doctor. They're going to put you on the bed. These guys, 3 guys.
Are you talking about the gurney?
Yeah, they're going to put you on the
bed. Guys come out. I just got on a gurney.
Okay, you got on the gurney, and then they're going to strap you down. Bam, 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 bam.
They didn't strap me down. I just was on a gurney. When I got on the gurney, not an RN, some nurses, 2 ladies came and rolled me into a room.
Right.
The person that came in there and first started talking to me was an RN.
Right.
Who says, "Do you feel tired? Don't go to sleep.
Right.
Do not go to sleep."
Right.
They said you have a lot of loss of blood. The person who gave me the IV was an RN. Right. The person who told me to, and even though I was going through all this stuff, they weighed me. They did vitals. And they put me on an IV.
You skipped the part.
I didn't skip nothing.
Yes, you did. Because as soon as you came in there,
I got on the gurney. I went into a room. They weighed me. They took my vitals. They put me on an IV.
No.
The last person I saw was the doctor.
No.
The doctor came in after he got all the vitals and information from the RN and told me the bullet went straight through. If it went a centimeter this way, you be fucked. If it went a centimeter that way, you be fucked. We're going to make sure that we pay attention to you. Don't go to sleep. Eventually, I did go to sleep, though. I don't know if they sedated me or it was because of loss of blood. But the last person I saw was a doctor. And when I woke up, you know who I saw? The RN again.
Yeah, because the doctors they've already stopped the bleeding. They've already taped you up. Now the doctor's gone. He's putting together they're getting together.
You just ignored everything I just said to you.
Whatever they're gonna do. Yeah, I said you saw the RN when you woke up.
Yeah. No. I saw the RN first. No, I didn't see. I saw the secretary first, who talked about paperwork. Then two nurses came and took me into a room. Once they took me into a room, the RN got my weights, took my vitals, put me on an IV. Then the doctor came. The doctor came and then assessed me, looking at the files, and said the bullet went straight through.
Now, if you're bleeding and you're losing a lot of blood, why would they stand you up to take your weight?
They didn't stand me up to take my weight. They weighed me on the gurney.
You can't weigh you on the gurney.
They can. They roll you on a damn thing that looks like a fucking a square, and they already know what the gurney weight is.
But they're not going to do that until they stop the bleeding. They're not going to do that while you're bleeding.
They weighed me while I was on the. I'm telling you exactly what happened.
Okay, right. But they stopped.
They did not stand me up. I was on the gurney.
Okay, I'm not saying you did, but they stopped the bleeding first. That's number one thing they got to do. That's the number one priority. When you walk in and you got blood coming out and you're losing a lot of blood, they got to stop it. Then, after a minute, then a few hours or so, then they go weigh you and all that stuff. So
How do you stop bleeding when the bullet went straight through?
They're going to bandage you up or put a patch on that?
I wasn't bandaged.
So you just said you just bleeding. And they just sit there.
No. I wasn't bandaged, though. I was shot through the pelvis. It went all the way through. I wasn't bandaged. When they took me to the jail, I wasn't bandaged.
No, I'm saying is they stopped the bleeding somehow.
Yeah, the bleeding was stopped, but I wasn't bandaged.
Okay, but they sewed up something. They did something.
No, I wasn't sewed up either.
So you stood up, weighed yourself while you was bleeding.
I never stood up during the part when they took me into the room. When I got sedated, when I woke up, I was in handcuffs. Right. The bleeding had stopped, but I didn't have no stitches or no bandages.
But they did something, right, to stop that bleeding.
Yeah, they did something. I don't know what it was. I was knocked out whatever that happened.
Okay, so right, that's what I'm saying. That's what you missed. You missed the part. They have to stop the bleeding. That's number one priority.
What I'm saying to you is I don't know because I was out. So, I don't know what they did.
Well, you just said they told you not to fall asleep, and you didn't fall asleep at first.
Yeah, they told me to stay woke.
Yeah. So,
but at some point, I went out. I don't know that's because they sedated me or because I don't know what it was. But at some point, I went out. When I woke up, I was in handcuffs.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is, jail. All I'm saying is, when you went to that whatever, you got on that gurney, the number one focus before anything weighing and any other thing is we got this guy shot. They got to see if you're bleeding out.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what was in the IV. I don't know what they did to stop the bleeding because at some point I went out. I don't know what they did after that.
They put a patch on you or something to stop the bleeding off the top.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't know what happened. I was out.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, well, fine. But you're living today, and they said you lost an extreme amount of blood. So if they realize that you lost the blood, the first thing they're going to do is stop the bleeding.
Ruthless, I'm not disagreeing with you about that. I'm saying that I don't know what happened because I was out.
Okay, but you weren't that out. Do you remember that they told you not to go to sleep? So before
no. Listen what I'm saying. I got shot. I came around the corner. My niggas saw me. They snatched me through in the back of the car. They rushed me to Highland. When we got in the Highland, we saw the secretary at the front desk. She said, "This is serious. Take this paperwork." They took me to the emergency area, Two
Right.
nurses took me into the room, and the RN came in and said, "Whatever you do, don't go to sleep. Don't
Okay.
go to sleep."
And did they
They
stop?
did a bunch of shit, and then I don't know what happened, but at some point, my ass was out.
Yeah, they stopped the bleeding.
Yeah, but I don't. But
That's why
that's
you got to go to sleep.
I don't know. I don't know what they didn't stop the bleeding before I went to sleep.
Yeah, they had to. They had to.
Well, whatever it was, I don't remember it because all I know is my ass was out. And when I woke up, I was in fucking handcuffs.
I believe they probably put you some morphine or some shit.
Yeah,
So they
so
were
that's what I'm saying. I don't know what was in the IV.
You heard a lot of
I don't know
pain?
what they did. I don't know if
when you came
that's
in?
what, but Rufus, that's what I said. I don't know if they sedated me or because of loss of blood I went out, but at some point I was out.
Did you what I would ask you, did you feel a lot of pain when you was going in there?
When I got shot?
Yeah.
No, my adrenaline, no, I didn't feel that.
Oh, okay.
When I got shot, I felt a little like whatever, but I wasn't in no pain because adrenaline, your endorphins go off.
So how about
when I got into the hospital, while I was sitting around there, I still didn't feel no pain. I didn't feel no pain until probably like the next day or the second day.
Okay.
And then I was in pain for probably about 2 weeks or something.
Would they give you morphine or what?
I don't remember.
They give you pills or the drip?
They gave me pills, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, they gave you pills. Yeah. Whew. I don't like the pills because they take a little longer. Take like a few minutes to get going. Where the drip, like you put the drip in they can do it through the drip.
So maybe it was the whatever was in the IV why I didn't feel nothing the first couple days or the first day or something.
Yeah.
When they took me to the jail, I didn't feel nothing.
So they put water and stuff back in your nutrients too, also in there.
Yeah, I'm sure they gave me blood and did all kind of shit. I just don't know.
Oof. Man, that's scary. And they said the doctor said 1 centimeter this way you fucked, 1 centimeter that way you fucked.
Because it would have hit a vital what's it called? Your
organ?
No, that big vein that's in your leg, the jugular. It could have hit the jugular, or it could have, centimeter this way, centimeter that way.
Woo! Woo! God have mercy on you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was
because I got shot on the heart side. Your jugular vein goes all the way down from your heart all the way down your leg.
Shot at you like that?
Huh?
You ever find out why they shot you like that?
Oh, I was out there with a young dude. A young dude was yelling at some niggas in the van. I went to try to run and help him. As soon as I started running to try to help him, they came out the cars with straps.
Ooh.
All I heard was they were shooting at me with a bunch of shit.
Damn. So you only got 1 bullet through you. Ooh-wee. Lord have mercy on you.
Because as soon as I got hit, I dropped and rolled and then tried to serpentine, ran around a corner and hit a fence. But then I sat around that corner for a minute and jumped back over the fence and had to go back to where I got shot from because everybody I was messing with was in this black gate by this fence. So I had to go back to where I got shot from, but they had already left. And when I got shot and I was running away, the police was right in front of me.
So they didn't even know who you were.
Who, the police?
Yeah.
They didn't do, I don't know what, the car didn't even move. The car was just parked there when I was running because I was running towards the police car, then I had to make a right or go around the corner and hit a fence. So if the police would have just drove forward, they'd have drove right into the van that was shooting at me. But when I came back around the corner, the police, I don't know what happened with the police, but the van was gone. So I don't know where they went.
Okay.
I think they just shot and bounced.
Damn. Now you jumped over a fence, got rest from and jumped back over a fence.
I jumped over a fence, then jumped back over a fence and had to run back to where I came from.
And then that's how they finally put you.
And as soon as I came into the black gate, they was like, "You shot you." Everybody was hollering off the fucking apartment buildings. Then they just grabbed me and threw me in a car and rushed me to Highland Hospital.
Okay. Whoa.
These niggas is yelling at me. I'm saying, I'm cool, I'm cool, I'm cool, I'm cool. They said, "Nah, nigga, we take it to." Then they threw me in a hospital, And one of the homies' mother said that I was her son, so I was in there with an alias name. They did whatever surgery on me, and they was gone. She was gone. They was gone.
Okay, now thank you for coming through. Glad you survived that.
Yeah, that was when I was 19. That's forever ago.
But you'll never forget it. But
oh no, I ain't gonna never forget it.
But thank you for coming through. Always good to have the knowledge. Always get a little argument too. I don't want an echo chamber. Yeah. I'll probably see you on your show later on. You're probably gonna roll up on.
All right. Peace.
Okay, and yeah. Thank you for coming. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. Thank y'all for coming through. Whoever poured up. Knowledge Relationships, Sophisticated Jerk. Until next time.